Hey guys, so I felt like doing a quick end of the year message video for everyone since we have a week left in 2021. We also entered Capricorn season a few days ago, so I want to just kind of explore the energies that we'll be facing, what we need to be aware of, being in the Venus retrograde, being that Chiron went direct in Aries, being that we just closed out eclipse season. So there's a lot of energies floating around, and I just kind of want to give some messages. So this is going to be an all signs video for basically what you need to expect or know for the end of the year, so for the next week, and this could possibly be even messages going into the new year. So let's get into that, starting with Aries. I am going to maybe try to do like 10 minutes per sign. We'll see how that goes. I feel like I'm always chatty, so I go over. But let's see. I am obviously stalling so I can keep hitting this joint, but I'm gonna put it out in just a moment and we will get started. So this is going to be for sorry, all signs, sun, moon, rising, Venus, north node, south node, or stellium. So if you have 3 or more signs or planets in that sign, then it will likely apply to you. So keep that in mind. Starting with Aries, I am going to be pulling a few different decks. I'm going to be pulling my Surrender Oracle deck. I'm going to be pulling my ARIES Oracle deck. I'm going to be pulling my 4 Agreements Oracle deck, and then I'm going to be pulling my Romance Angel Oracle deck. I'm hoping that I have time to also fit in some Simple Oracle. So those are the decks I'm going to be focused on, just to provide the messages today. But let's get into it, starting with Aries and what you need to surrender at this time. Over the next week, what you might need to embrace. This could be things that are coming to a close, or just simply things like within your own mentality that you may need to surrender at this time. So this is going to be for Aries placement. Spirit, what does Aries need to surrender at this time? I'm going to try to just pull one card from each spread. What I'm actually going to do is do that now. Sometimes I don't know why Spirit's telling me to pull from each deck, which is kind of weird to do on camera, because I usually do explain the cards like as they fall out. But the first card you did get was Surrender to What Is. 2 Iris decks wanted to come out, so yeah, flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. So this is for you, Aries. You also received, so let me show you that card, Surrender to What Is. And then you also received the Hold and No Bull. So immediately what this made me think of, because you got What Is, I feel like there's something in your life that you're not satisfied with anymore, that you might actually feel attached to it, or that for some reason you have certain, whether it's obligations, it could be a relationship, it could be your workplace. I used to always sneeze 3 times and now I always sneeze 4, so my apologies. Wow. But I feel like this could be in your workplace or within a relationship where you're just not really feeling it anymore. You're not getting what you need, I feel. With this person with the heart, it's like you're being held by something, but you're not feeling held, or it's like in a room full of people but you feel alone kind of thing. And I feel like it's because you need to raise your standards in regards to like what you're receiving from other people, whether it's the recognition at work, whether it's the responsibilities that people are putting on you, and needing to set boundaries, whether it's in a relationship and asking for what you want, or saying like, hey, I'm done with the BS, that's what I feel like this card is about, is like speaking up for what you need, but also surrendering to what is in regards to like not forcing situations. So the fact that you did get the Hold and No Bull, for some of you, I do also feel like this is like not BSing yourself in regards to the things that you're still holding on to. So in the same way, those things are the things you need to empower yourselves to speak up about and to either demand your needs or walk away. So I want to ask, actually, if they're telling me to use the simple oracle cards next. So let's see what comes out for Aries placements. You got forgiveness, and you also got rejection. Yeah, so I do feel like this could be for in a relationship for many of you, but forgiveness is don't hold on to grudges. It's for your own peace. So you could need to forgive someone, but I also still feel like with this, there's a need to like either walk away or accept that you and this person are like not meant for one another, or can't give each other, like meet each other's needs ultimately, because this rejection card says, accept this as a form of divine redirection. So I do feel like this is rejecting, or you were rejected, or a situation didn't work out in your favor because it wasn't really what you needed with the no bull. Like, don't BS yourself and tell yourself that you would wanted to have settled for this, or you know. And so keep that in mind and surrender to what is, because I do feel like you will, with the divine redirection, it's like you will discover and receive what you want eventually, but you have to set those boundaries and not just kind of like settle for anything, you know. So with the romance angel cards, and some of you are definitely dealing with the romantic connection, what do you need to know? This is for Aries placements, Spirit. For Aries placements, what do they need to know? The first card that came out is children. Your love life is being affected by children. So I don't know if some of you have children and there's like drama for some reason. I'm channeling for some of you it could be like custody related with the no bull card and the hold, like being, you know, being attached to something or wanting to like not possess something, but wanting to have that custody, you know. Or it could be about like, for others of you, wanting children, you know what I mean, and like wanting, like needing to be upfront about wanting children with your partner. For others of you, there could be already children involved, and somehow that is like bringing challenges to the connection. Or someone could be also having troubles getting pregnant, you know what I mean. Or like, yeah, definitely having trouble getting pregnant as well. So that could be, I don't know, I'm just feeling like with this card, this bull card, it's making me think of Taurus energy, and it's making me think of like Libra and the Empress. And yeah, some of you guys are having troubles with like your family, or building a family, or wanting to build a family. What else came out? Playfulness and worth waiting for. So interesting. Yeah, I feel like right now isn't the time for whatever reason with the playfulness card. Like, I feel like for, like it says, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So this could also be about embracing your inner child within this connection, or just kind of like having like lighthearted fun kind of energy, not trying to like rush things, or you know, not really trying to. Some of you might be like, I want to settle down, this is what I want, I know what I want, and you could be super attached to that idea, you know what I mean? And you could be disappointed because you're not receiving that, and maybe it's because right now isn't the time, you know what I mean? With the rejection, accept this as a form of divine redirection. It feels like there's things that need to be healed right now, or worked through, or you might need to like, you know, work through your boundaries and just focusing on yourself, having fun before you seek out this commitment or this connection, because it says worth waiting for, divine timing is at work in your love life. So Aries, I do feel like you guys are going to be either working through whatever blockages are in your connection, or in this, you know, situation that you're dealing with, or you also can look forward to like meeting new people. For some of you who this is something that you feel like you're walking away from. So the worth waiting for is worth waiting for the thing that you truly need, you know, not putting up with BS, not settling, etc. Because you got to express your own divinity from the Four Agreements deck. And it says on the back, you don't need acceptance of others, you don't need knowledge or great philosophical concepts. You have the right to be you and express your own divinity by being alive and loving yourself and others. So expressing your own divinity makes me feel like it's really about knowing your worth, you know. And so it's like sitting in your power, standing in your power, and basically knowing that you're not going to settle or try to live up to anybody else's standards, you know what I mean? So this is also if someone rejected you, you know, or if someone feels like they want certain things from you, or wants you to live a certain way, do things a certain way, you know, I feel like there's a need for you to be like, no, that's not what I want, you know, and I'm going to focus on me and what makes me happy. So with that children, inner child, and playfulness card, you know, so keep that in mind, Aries. Let's move on to Taurus now. So let's put these cards away, and then I will move on to Taurus. So that was like under under 10 minutes, so let's see how the rest of them go. Taurus, this is going to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, South Node, Stellium. Stellium is 3 or more placements in like Taurus, so it will definitely likely resonate with you if you do have that. Let's start with surrender cards again. That's what I did for Aries. So this is going to be what you need to surrender over the next week and going into the new year. I'm really hating this light, my ring light. It's like necessary, but it's killing the vibe with my glasses being all glared out, but it's all good, Taurus. Let's see what you need to surrender right now. I don't know why my voice just cracked, but this is going to be messages for the end of the year, the rest of the year for you. What you need to know, be aware of, prepare for, expect. You already got, okay, so you got surrender your fear of change. It says the universe is reminding you that you're cared for always, whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death. Repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. So that could definitely be something you're worried about right now, or something that's like something could be changing your life. I just heard something big, like, so something big could be changing your life. You could be going through a major like ending of a cycle. The fact that we just had the North Node and the South Node, the North Node just entered Taurus in your sign, so you could be feeling that like you're being compelled to make major changes in your life. The North Node is related to our fate and our destiny and mastery in this lifetime, so I do feel like you could be feeling like that shift, you know. So don't be afraid of the changes that are happening for you at this time. I do feel like they're meant to push you in the right direction, to look at the things you need to address, you know. And obviously those things are related to your fears. And like the card says, it lists lots of things, whether it's a job, a change in your job, your health, a relationship. So I do think it's different for all of you guys, depending on what you have experienced over the past few weeks. You might be like overthinking or fearing, like, for some of you, I just heard fear of failure. So you could fear that the changes you're making you're gonna fail, or they're not going to follow through. So don't worry about that. I'm gonna pull another card to see what you need to know. Yeah, so one, you got a lot of blessings, Taurus, coming your way. You got cornucopia, but you did also get make it look like night. This is like a high priestess card. The fact that it says make it look like night, it's like needing to see through the darkness and see through, embrace the darkness ultimately. So the fact that you got the fear of change, you could be going through something that's scary or unfamiliar, or, you know, but it's to make you stronger, or to ultimately push you out of that fear so that it's not controlling you anymore, you know, because this is a surrender card, you know. It's needing to surrender that so you can allow the universe to flow through you more in regards to your blessings, because even with this Venus retrograde, it's definitely going to be impacting you, especially because the North Node just entered your sign, and you're ruled by Venus. And this cornucopia card makes me think of like Venus energy, like that abundance and like Empress energy that you guys are represented by. And so there's a need for you to recognize your abundance and follow your intuition and trust that the things that are happening now are ultimately to lead you to that abundance and to lead you to the things the blessings you've been trying to manifest, you know. Sometimes things don't make sense, or it's confusing, or it's painful, or whatever, but I feel like it's ultimately to show you what was no longer working for you. That's a big theme right now with the Venus retrograde in Capricorn. This is about building towards building stronger foundation, so we can start to, you know, build upon our goals and build upon our future. And so there's a need to let go of the things that are holding you back from that, you know. You got luck. This is such good energy for you guys. Wow, Taurus, you got luck is on your side right now. Use it wisely. So definitely keep that in mind. You also got music, so messages are hiding it in the music for you. So listen to like songs that come up for you, songs that people suggest, songs that are playing in passing or in the car when you turn on the radio. Those are likely sending you messages. So pay attention to songs you're even just called to, like, oh, I haven't heard that song in a while, why is it stuck in my head? Like, probably for a reason. So pay attention to those and what they're telling you. I'm channeling that they're all different messages, but they're definitely messages in regards to some questions that you've had or some doubts you've had. I feel like you'll hear them and you'll be like, wow, that's like a confirmation of like what I was thinking about, if it's a situation or a person or whatever. Because you got games, and that says stay away from games, remain truthful. So there could be a situation where you need to like avoid avoidance. So you need to like not be passive, not play games, not be petty. I just feel like there's a need to be very straightforward right now. I just feel like I'm sensing that like any second guessing that you do, any procrastination that you do, any holding back is only going to like sabotage you, you know, and sabotage these blessings. Like the fact that the luck card even says luck is on your side right now, use it wisely. So keep that in mind in regards to the things that you want to manifest, because this cornucopia shows that your blessings are like very, like they're at your fingertips, you know what I mean? You're a lot more abundant than you realize at this time. This could also be like something you need to express with the stay away from games, remain truthful, and luck is on your side. If there's like, I just heard shoot your shot, so if there's something that you are wanting to say to someone or do, or for some of you I just actually also heard create, do it, express yourself. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there in that way. This card says set free, so it says thoughts and ideas to be sorted out and let, or sorted through and let out. So there's definitely something you need to get off of your chest, or like allow yourself to reach this breakthrough, you know what I mean? You're like holding back, and it's like when the levee is about to break, you know? So keep that in mind. But I feel like when the levee breaks, it's gonna break into, you're gonna like fall, and you're gonna be like, oh no, I'm falling, and then you're gonna land into like abundance, and you're gonna realize like, wow, it really wasn't that bad. Like it's like when you psych yourself out and you're like avoid something for weeks on end, and then you finally do it and you're like, wow, that was like really helpful, I'm glad I finally did that, and you know, it really wasn't as bad as I thought. So that's kind of the energy that I'm feeling for you, Taurus. Let's pull some romance angel oracle cards to see what you're dealing with in your love life, because the games card does make me feel like this could be romantically involved for some of you. So what does Taurus need to know in regards to love? In regards to love. The first card to fall out was very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So yeah, like I said, with the self-sabotaging, the overthinking, or the second guessing, like definitely don't do that. Release your ex and love yourself first also came out. Wow. So this could be about games that someone else is playing with you, or you going back and forth or second guessing about like cutting someone off. There may be a need for you to do that, or even like I said, expressing yourself. Maybe you need to set a boundary with someone, or express yourself, because it says if you fear change in a relationship on this card. So with the High Priestess card coming out and the cornucopia, it's like, you know, there's other blessings out there for you, you know, there's probably better out there for you in regards to this relationship or whatever this is, situationship even, you know, that you're like not getting what you need, you know what I mean? And so I feel like there's a need for you to either express it so that you can, like you might, for some of you, I'm feeling like you don't realize that there is a need for you to express yourself and speak your needs more, and that it's actually possible for you to reach like what you want, get what you want out of the situation. But for some of you, you need to release this person, especially if they are an ex and they're someone who's like you know, toying with your emotions or playing games with you in any way, because you've got the love yourself first, of course, and that says your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. The release your ex card says the time has come to clear your energy. So keep that in mind, because I do feel like for some of you, you have other options like coming toward you with the cornucopia card, you know, so, and the luck is on your side card as well. So keep that in mind. And then last but not least, 4 agreements to see what you may need to keep in mind moving forward in regards to all of this energy. This is going to be for Taurus. What do you need to keep in mind? It's like a lot of cards. Okay, we're not doing that, Spirit. Chill. Okay, so 2 cards came out. Ignore the opinions of others. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. It says, whatever people do, feel, think, or say, don't take it personally. Others are going to have their own opinion according to their belief system. So whatever they think about you is not about you, it's about them. So I definitely think that that's important in regards to you expressing yourself more and putting yourself out there, like not being afraid of what people have to say about you or judging you, because I do feel that those of you who relate to this card being like a creative idea or something that you've been wanting to express, some of you, it could even be related to music or some other kind of like, this card, like it could be something creative. I just feel like that card also, like the fact that it's games, makes me think of like fifth house energy and something you guys could be wanting to create, but needing to get more serious about your goals, basically. Like I just actually heard for some of you, wow, the way spirit is channeling that, like this is distraction. So the fact that it's stay away from games, remain truthful, you could be like procrastinating on your work, or you could be like not doing what you need to do, and there's a need for you to like be more disciplined, basically, to also reach your blessings as well, you know what I mean? That could be a part of the lesson, or why there's certain changes happening for you right now, to show you like what needs to change within you and your own habits as well. That's big, like a North Node entering your sign kind of energy, you know, that mastery and showing you what you need to overcome, basically. So that ignore the opinions of others, and then you also got do your best because you want to. So that makes me think of like the discipline and establishing, you know, whether it's a routine or better habits for yourself, so that you can start manifesting these things and not self-sabotaging, and really like going after these goals or creating these habits that will get your projects done or get your goals done. You do your best when you are enjoying the action or doing it in a way that will not have negative repercussions for you. You do your best because you want to do it, not because you have to do it. Not because you are trying to please the judge, and not because you are trying to please other people. So keep that in mind when it comes to doing your best. Focus on your needs. Focus on what you want. You got that love yourself first card. So, you know, in regards, I feel like that's like in all areas of your life right now. Recognize how abundant you are and how that always stems from self first. But let's move on to Gemini, because I feel like I went over on you guys definitely more than I did for Aries, but I'm just gonna go with the flow. I'm really going to just say what needs to be said. So let's go into the message for Gemini, what Gemini needs to hear at this time. I'm missing one deck. Where did it just go? Oh no, I'm not. Okay, I'm tripping. Okay. Hi Geminis. So let's get into your message. This is going to be for the end of the year, what you can expect or what you just need to know or hear moving into the new year over the next week. This is going to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, South Node, Stellium. So Stellium is if you have 3 or more signs in your chart, or 3 or more planets in that sign in your chart, so in Gemini. But let's see what comes out for you, what you need to hear right now. I'm going to start with the Surrender deck. And then we will move on and see what other tea Spirit has for you. So, right off the bat, I'm a Gemini, so I'm like, oh no. Surrender low self-esteem. So it says, you deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. So then you also got surrender the idea that you can fix someone. It's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each relationship must be accountable for his or her own healing. So I do feel like with these 2 cards, you are, for many of you, you might be thinking very much like, what's wrong with me, or what am I doing wrong in my life? Like if certain things haven't gone your way, for many of you it is a relationship of some kind that hasn't gone your way, and you just keep, I feel like you're blaming yourself, or you are the type of person who takes a lot of accountability, and so it gets to the point where you're like martyring yourself, and you're not seeing the whole picture, and if that makes any sense. So there's a need for you to recognize that things are not all your fault, that this person also has to take accountability for whatever, you know, they've done, whatever they're going through as well. It's like you can't, what am I trying to say? There's like that quote that's like, how people treat you has nothing to do with you and everything to do with themselves. That's kind of the energy, the quote that I'm channeling here for Geminis, because I feel that you guys might, yeah, like I feel like for some of you, you've just had difficulties in your connections, in your relationships, and you're just kind of getting to the point where you're like, okay, obviously it's something to do with me, and maybe there are things, you know, that you need to work through, but at the same time, I feel like you guys may beat yourself up, or you may feel as though maybe because of certain actions, maybe if there are certain things that you did wrong or certain things you know you need to hold yourself accountable for, you feel like you don't deserve the things, or that whatever treatment that you got from this person or whoever, that you deserve it. And I don't feel like that's true. So keep that in mind. Like the card, I keep hearing that you deserve success, love, and abundance. Like you deserve the things you want. You aren't asking for too much is something I also just channeled. So it's just about finding the people who can meet you where you're at, you know? So, whoa. In between worlds, that 55 is standing out so strong, Geminis. But in between worlds, it shows that you know, we're going through a transition right now, a major transformation in regards to just where we're at, you know what I mean? I feel like I just heard like end of an era, and so I feel like there is a lot that we're leaving behind, you know what I mean? And the fact that the surrender, the idea you can fix someone, it even says it's a time for, or blah, it's a time for a relationship to shift. It does make me feel like this is because you're kind of starting to realize there's nothing you can do to, like, I just heard you can't bring everyone with you. So I do also feel like some of you guys are starting to see like more success in your life, like the fact that you do, it does say that in the card, you deserve success, love, and abundance. I feel like you guys are actually starting to like manifest more of that into your life, and you could be like second guessing it, or you could be like still holding on to the past, you know, a little bit. And there's a need for you to just kind of like take the leap. I'm seeing like someone literally just like take a leap forward into the unknown. So I feel like that's what's kind of psyching you out and giving you this low self-esteem or confusing you, because you're still trying to, like, you have one foot in who you were and like what you were and the people you used to chill with, hang out with, the things you used to do, whatever, and then this like a part of one foot in this, I want to do this, and these are the people I want to connect with now, and this is the person I'm becoming, and whatever. So you have to embrace that and like not be afraid to move into that, you know, and recognize you do deserve these things. Yeah, you got dependency, so this card fell out and I was about to forget to mention it, but you can see that this is like a chain, and this person is so sad, and they're getting fed by someone else who also feels like they're chained there, you know, and it's this cycle. This card always makes me think of a cycle because of the way that the hand is and the chains, and so it just makes me feel like this cycle of dependency and this connection between you and this person, where you both may have low self-esteem, or you might have low self-esteem more than this person, but you know, take it as it resonates. Of course, you could not feel like you have low self-esteem, and you could feel like this person has low self-esteem, but I just feel like you can't, okay, yeah, because for some of you, you don't identify with having low self-esteem, but you may feel like the person you're dealing with has low self-esteem, and you might be like trying to uplift them, and or trying to, like, you know what I mean, like take them with you. Like I said, like you might be at a certain place in your life where they're not at, whether it's in their healing, whether it's in their finances, whether it's in their success, whatever, and you love them, so you want to be able to take them with you, and it's like it's not working out like that, and it does hurt, but it's like you have to move into your abundance, you have to move into your success, you can't hold yourself back from your purpose, you know. And so that's a big message for you guys. And then for those of you who do have low self-esteem, that's where you will need to not second guess, and to not stick in this connection because you feel like it's what you deserve or all that you can maintain, you know, whether it's a connection, a job, whatever, like business partnership for some of you guys is what I'm channeling, or just like there's people who you might just want to work with and they're not on your level, and you're trying to like pick them up to your level or teach them while you're trying to progress in life, and it's not working. So there's a need for you to recognize that, like, you can't take everyone with you, basically. That's the best way to put it. And you need to recognize your own power and your own like purpose and your own worth, because right now your self-esteem is keeping you, or like causing you to play small in these connections. So keep that in mind, Gemini. I am gonna pull, like, I'm being called to pull romance angel cards next, so let's see what comes out for you in regards to romance and what you should know at this time for Gemini placements. Forgiving and learning came out. So it says, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Yeah, so like I said, I feel like you guys are going to be like learning, like that you you have to forgive people for their shortcomings. Don't hold resentment or judge them or feel guilty because you have to walk away. You know what I mean? It's about forgiving yourself, forgiving this person forgiving you, whatever the case may be in your situation. And like learning how to love one another, whether it be from a distance, whether it be through new boundaries, whether it just be learning to have different expectations or manage your expectations within the connection. But I feel like there could be like things in the past that happened that, you know, created, you know, whether it was pain, disappointment, frustration. And it could have been, you know, it's like, I feel like it's projection, you know, because of the low self-esteem card and the idea you can fix someone. It's like two people who weren't seeing eye to eye because they were trying to control one another or make one another see their point of view rather than trying to see the other person's point of view. So there's a need to take a step back and work on that, especially with the full moon in Gemini. Communication is going to be a big factor for you, Gemini, and recognizing how it contributes to how you see yourself, how you see other people, etc. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So there could be someone who you do already feel is your soulmate, or this could be someone new in your life. You know, with the surrender the idea, you can fix someone by setting boundaries with someone. For some of you, or like needing, like recognizing that this isn't the person that you should be investing all of your energy into. I feel like you'll be calling in your soulmate. And this is also maybe for some of you with this person, your prayers, affirmations, and visualization. So as this person heals, as you heal, as you both work through whatever it is with the forgiving and learning that you need to work through, I feel like you guys will actually be able to come together and make this work for some of you. I don't know if I should pull another one of these. I don't know why I'm feeling called to. Maybe it's just because it's my reading and I'm like, so I'm going to move on to the simple oracle cards to see what it is that Geminis need to be mindful of moving forward. What you can possibly expect over the next week and moving into 2022. So yeah, definitely gonna be dealing with this connection, or, you know, working through the cycles or the obstacles within this connection, because you got equal exchange. So make sure the energy is equal on both sides, or from all sides, it says. So I feel like that's also in all of your connections. Like I said, with the feeling like I just heard match your energy. So, and not in the petty sense, not in the sense of like matching. I feel like that came up because it's like you need to actually not do that anymore with the forgiving and learning, like learning not to match people's energy, but also that you need to have people around you who naturally match your energy. That, okay, yeah, the way Spirit is saying it is that instead of feeling like you need to be petty and match your energy with people to prove your point, you need to just be around people who already match your energy, if that makes sense. So make sure that the energy exchange is equal from all sides, and then you got connection. Pay attention to the ones around you, connect. So I feel that for some of you, there's people around you who either you've already had a like notion about, or you've noticed that they've been reaching out or something like that, that you've just run into them more often, or for some reason you're just connecting with them more often. Pay attention to that. I feel like those people are significant, and they may be people you develop relationships with moving forward, whether platonic, business, relationship, like romantic. But I feel like you are meant to kind of like level up your connections at this time, or just kind of like raise your standards in regards to what you're accepting, because it's not that you can't love these people, value these people, be in these people's lives, whatever, who I'm talking about. It's more so that you need to focus on you and your purpose. And I feel like you trying to look around at what everyone else is doing and try to help them with their goals and uplift them and whatever else, you know, you may be doing, it's just not working right now. You know what I mean? Or even trying to just focus on other people's like for some of you, it's like you may have a tendency, I'm picking up on mutability, so I don't know if you guys have Pisces, Gemini, or sorry, of course we're Gemini, but Pisces, Virgo, or Sagittarius placements. But I just feel like you guys could be with the surrender the idea you can fix someone, that may stem from a place of kind of like feeling like, you know, like, I don't want to say know-it-all energy, but that's how you feel better about yourself sometimes, is like you stick around people who either you know need your help, because I'm thinking I am channeling, like I'm literally channeling all the mutable signs. I feel like that can be like a mutable, like you become the thing that people need because it makes you feel better about yourself, you know. That's a mutable trait. So just pay attention about doing that, or be careful about doing that, and not sticking around people because you're helping them and then it makes you feel better about yourself, and you know what I mean. Like, instead of being around people who can potentially challenge you and push you out of your comfort zone, and who might make you feel the low self-esteem, highlight the low self-esteem, but highlight it so that you can work through it, you know. So I'm gonna do the 4 agreements cards really quickly. I like don't know where we're at. I think I started the Taurus one at like 22 minutes. Who knows? I have no idea how long I'm talking. I feel like the Aries one was short and I ripped them off, but sorry, Aries. Let's do 4 agreements cards really quickly to see what you need to hear, because I think Aries, I was trying to pull 1 card for everyone, and then multiple cards started coming out for like Taurus and Gemini. So just like 1 4 agreement card for Gemini spirit. Release self-judgment. Yeah, okay, so I do feel like you are definitely, like, for some of you, I feel like you also feel guilty about this. You know, I feel like you feel like moving forward or outgrowing certain people, like you feel bad. I feel like with like even certain relationships, you feel bad. Even with like, I'm channeling for some of you guys also. This card says even the opinions you have about yourself are not necessarily true, therefore you don't need to take whatever you hear in your own mind personally. Yeah, I'm hearing for some of you also, you just like, I don't know, it's almost like who did I just channel this for? Aries? I don't know if you guys are dealing with an Aries or have Aries placements or something, or have like a prominent Aries something in your chart, but I just said for Aries that they are feeling like they aren't good enough, you know what I mean, or aren't, like, imposter syndrome in a sense, or don't deserve the things that they deserve. And I think I said that for you guys too, actually. That might have been you, but I think I said it for Aries as well. So yeah, anyway, don't feel that way. Like, don't feel like because you have made certain decisions, or I'm feeling like what I'm feeling is like, you know, when things go wrong in your life and then you start thinking, you're like, oh, remember when I wronged that person? Like, yeah, that's why this is all happening now. Remember when I did this? That's why that's happening now. Like, I deserve this. Like, and y'all are just psyching yourself out. Like, you're doing too much in your mind as usual. So just try not to overthink in regards to these things. Yes, do the inner work, do the shadow work, hold accountability, you know what I mean, but don't beat yourself up about it, you know what I mean. And recognize that some things you cannot fix, you cannot change, you cannot be the thing that someone needs, or whatever the case may be. Sometimes you got to focus on yourself. So and doing that will help you call in those people who you don't even have to worry about being what they need or whatever, because it's just going to naturally be the case, and they'll also be what you need, and it'll be equal exchange rather than you feeling like you're waiting for someone to meet you where you're at. So let's go on to what's the next sign? Cancer. Let's do it. So Cancers, this is going to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, South Node, Stellium. I keep saying stellium is 3 or more planets in your sign, in Cancer, so I think you guys should know that. I think I'm going to stop saying that after Cancers, but if not, I always think it's like those kind of things you should Google. Like, that's how I started learning astrology. It's like, I'm like, what the fuck is a stellium? Oh, let me, you know, like, you have to Google things. You have to look things up. You have to read, so I don't know if that's like why I felt the need to say that, so maybe some of y'all are trying to, we'll see what comes out for you. But I just feel like some of you guys, I always notice, like, when I start ranting about something, it's always like important to hear for some reason, or some of you may resonate with it. So some of you guys may have a goal or something you're trying to accomplish, and you may need to do more research or be more independent when it comes to finding those resources, you know. But let's see what Cancer needs to hear in regards to the end of the year. This is basically going to be over the next 7 days, since we are in the last week of December, and basically what you can expect going into the new year. So what you should look out for, what you should keep in mind, what you should know, etc. for Cancer placements, Spirit. So surrender, denial, accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions moving forward. So I feel like that's very self-explanatory. I feel like there may be something that you are avoiding or in denial about right now. I just heard in regards to your own actions. Something you did, and the consequences, you're maybe trying to blame other people or divert to other causes, but you might need to take accountability and for how you may have responded to this situation or whatever. You also got surrender your attachment to results. So it says the formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen, then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. And then you also got surrender to your full power. And that card says your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. So like I said, with this, like, with what I channeled before, and that, like, needing to go and, like, seek out the resources and be more independent in that way, that's what I feel like this card is about, like, being like a warrior in regards to your goals and what you're desiring, you know, really putting yourself out there, especially with the Venus and Capricorn retrograde opposite your sign. So this is definitely going to be a need to recognize, like, what it is you're trying to build toward and what actions have, like, how you have not been doing that, basically, like what is blocking you from building toward those things, because oppositions relate to challenges and, you know, tension and things that you need to, like, learn and overcome in order to break certain cycles or to reach goals or to overcome the complications or the challenges within that energy. So I do feel like for you guys, this is about needing to kind of, like, lean into more of, like, I'm hearing, like, boss bitch, bad bitch, you know, so that could be how some of you guys feel or what like your goal is right now. But I also feel like it's a day-to-day thing, and something that I'm feeling for many of you guys is the denial is related to your own habits, like the fact that you may not be fully, I don't know, doing the things you need to do on a daily basis to reach your goals. And then you get surrender your attachment to results. So it's like you may be, like, waiting for certain things to happen, but you're not doing what you need. Say, like, I don't know why I'm channeling this, but say it's like a face mask and you're like, I want to, or you're trying to repair your skin or something, and you have this special medicated face mask that you invested in, and or say you buy all these products, is what Spirit's saying. You buy all these facial products and you still have all this acne, and you're just like, why? And you keep saying, oh, well, it's because none of the facial products work. It's because they all suck. Like, all these companies are scamming me, blah, 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 blah. And really, it's because you have not been consistent, or because you're eating poorly, or because you're, you know what I mean, wearing makeup and not washing it off before you go to sleep, whatever the case may be. But that's just an example of how your own habits and your own decisions are actually feeding into the consequences of your reality right now. But you might be blaming things on other people while you're still waiting for things to change, you know what I mean? And wondering, like, why isn't anything changing? And it's like, because you have to take it in your own hands to really make that change happen. So that's kind of what I'm feeling right now. For you guys, what do you need to be aware of? I'm gonna pull the Iris Oracle cards to see how you can work through this, or how you can come to reach this place where you are taking your life into your hands more, you know? You got the Heart Eater, so interesting. I feel like for some of you, this could be in regards to, I don't know, like a relationship or something. The Heart Eater always makes me feel like of someone who's like unhappy in a relationship or sabotaging in a relationship. So that could be what's going on for many of you, is like you are in denial of your feelings, or you're in denial of how your own avoidance of your feelings has been contributing to the relationship, you know what I mean, or contributing to your lack of, I'm feeling for some of you, it's like a lack of intimacy, or like what is that shit? Like not companionship, but like yeah, just like allowing people close to you, basically. So keep that in mind. And I feel like this could also be in regards to, like, for some of you, this could also be someone you're dealing with, like someone else is a Heart Eater and they're not allowing you to get close. And so the surrender, denial, attachment to results, and your full power is because you need to recognize, fuck waiting for this person, basically. Excuse my French, but I just feel like it's about you being like, okay, like, why am I sitting here and waiting for this person who's super emotionally unavailable, you know, to not give me what I need? So that's also what I'm seeing for many of you. And that could also be the whole, like, the same thing that I was saying with the skincare. Like, you keep investing in the wrong relationships, or you keep, you know, repeating the same cycles with people and expecting shit to change, and it's not. So that's something that you also need to be aware of. Can we get one more card for Cancer? I don't know, I'm talking to y'all like you're my friends. You guys got this in your, I think you did, water signs. You got this in the messages I just pulled for you guys on, wow, I just looked at the time and it was 4444, cool. But you got this in the messages I pulled for the weekend reminders for you guys. And that party leader card, it makes me feel like, ugh, like so much of your energy is being expelled to a situation right now. I don't know. I just feel like you guys have a lot of people looking up to you, whether this is like people, like the water signs message was, the gist of it was for this weekend reminders. A lot of it was like not feeling like you need to like fix people or help people or always be the person to save people or, you know, find solutions for people, like needing to focus on yourself, needing to learn to like ask more questions and get more clear about things rather than like assuming people's needs, or even assuming people's feelings, you know. And so I just feel like that, like for some of you, I don't know, this is a really kind of like, this is another message on the side, I think, but for some of you, you guys might have a leadership position. You might be like mentors, or some kind of, your job leads people, you know what I mean? Like you could even work with children with these little stars, and this guy's like the sun. And the party leader is that sun, and it's showing that you're the leader and you're conducting the vibes basically. And so it shows that it's not your job to be responsible for other people, you know. It's not your job to be to worry about what everyone else has going on and how they're feeling and whether their needs are being met, like especially when your needs aren't being met, especially if this is someone who is not as considerate to you, you know, with the heart eater card. But this heart eater could also represent you and you distracting yourself by like doing this, you know what I mean, by like investing so much into other people and you're not getting a lot, sorry, I'm like trying to not to like burp or hiccup or whatever, but not investing enough into yourself, you know what I mean. But even the surrender your attachment to results, where it says the formula to success is to do all you can to make things happen and let go of the results. It's like, do all you can to make things happen, like do what you can to help people, give them their advice, lead them in the right point them in the right direction, you know, but you can't like hold people's hand through their life, because you have to hold your own hand. You have to take care of yourself. You have to protect your own heart and your own mind. You have to rest, you know, like that's just what I'm channeling for you. Like you guys need to establish a life and a routine for yourself, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know, like not to say life, of course you have a life, but like it feels like right now with me saying the denial of like you investing in the wrong things, or you not like waiting for certain outcomes but not making a change, like there's a need for you guys to get focused on that. And I feel like your energy is really scattered right now because you're focused too much on other people, and that's why your needs aren't being met, and you might be building like, it might be building like resentment or frustration, you know. So keep that in mind. I want to pull simple oracle cards now to see what you can expect moving forward, for what you need to be aware of. This is for Cancer. Karmic connection. This connection exists for a reason. There's a plan. So yeah, and then codependency. Yeah, so for some of you, it definitely is a codependent connection, or your relationships in general. For some of you, I'm definitely channeling like family or your workplace, like where you're just having to take care of a lot of people, or just constantly like being pulled in many directions. So keep that in mind. But even with this connection, for those of you who are waiting on you know, whether this person to come around, or, you know, feeling like you're waiting for them to change or something, to step up, I feel for some of you guys, there may be a need, like there's a lesson, and this lesson could very well be in you recognizing your worth. Because I also feel that the party leader, on the other hand, this card isn't always just about someone draining energy. It is like, obviously you see it's a very positive card, so this is also, I feel, about someone being like an influencer, being someone who's very powerful, being someone who needs to recognize their worth and that they really have so much to give to the world, you know. So I feel like that's also kind of what you guys need to focus on. because I feel like you guys might be very focused on this connection. And it says the connection exists for a reason. There's a plan. So the plan, I feel, for many of you is it's teaching you to care, like, to put more focus on yourself, you know what I mean, and develop a stronger relationship with yourself. That's why there's been delays, or that's why things aren't working out, or whatever the case may be, because I feel like it's showing you that you need to put your energy into yourself and not onto other people, especially other people who are not ready for you or meeting, you know. This is kind of similar to the Gemini message, like not meeting you where you are at. So you guys can either have Gemini placements, or you're dealing with one, or, you know, whatever. But that's kind of what I'm feeling for you guys as well. But this feels like it, I did say that for mutable placements, it does come from a place of like wanting to be helpful, and, you know, just feeling like you want to like be what people need. So you could relate to that as well. Or, you know, someone, like one of the people that you're dealing with could be like a mutable placement, Gemini, Libra, what am I saying? Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces. Like that could be one of the people that you feel like you're worried about or thinking a lot about, or something like that, you know. So keep that in mind, because I do feel like there is a little bit of codependency here with you getting the codependency card. So with me saying you've been pulled in many directions, and that could even be denial, like that, like say if it's at a workplace, or it's in your family, or it's in your love life, and you just feel like you're burning out, you know, slowly but surely. There's a need for you to be honest with yourself about that your needs aren't being met, or you're being over, you know, you're people are expecting too much of you, you know what I mean? Like with the surrender to your full power, that makes me feel like it's like, hear me roar, motherfucker, you know. It's like speaking up for yourself, like being like, I've had enough, like, you know what I mean? Like it's a very much like a standing up for yourself kind of card. So there may be a need for that within your connections, because people may be codependent to you. Like I said, Gemini got the dependency card, I think. So yeah, I'm just feeling a connection for some reason. Let me see, what's the next deck? Let's pull the 4 agreements. So this is what you may need to keep in mind in regards to these relationships, in regards to just like how you're currently feeling about your current place in life. You got eliminate gossip and replace fear with love. So yeah, I feel like this eliminate gossip is again the like excuses you're making, or like the you know, like well, this didn't work out, and you know, and it could even be in this connection for some of you guys. It could be like this person did this, or this person did that, or all this person does is blah 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 blah, and not holding accountability for what your actions were, you know what I mean? So that I'm seeing as well with the eliminate gossip. Like, don't go talking about people, you know what I mean? Making assumptions is a setup for suffering, because usually we gossip about our assumptions. We make assumptions and believe we are right, and then we defend our assumptions and try to make others wrong. So again, that comes from a place of like, you know, trying to be right, or trying to, it's almost like you need to surrender to your full power. And like, you know, that makes me think of confidence as well, because it makes me feel that you feel the need to lie because you are like, you lack confidence, or you're you know, you have like low self-esteem, or you're just worried about what people judging you, or like you might even be embarrassed that you can't break these cycles, or you keep, you know, resorting to these habits, or going back to these people, or whatever. So it's like you want to make it seem like they did you wrong, or they, you know, but it's like maybe they did, but maybe you also knew that, or maybe you should have been paying more attention, or to the cycles, you know, and the patterns. So you got replace fear with love. So like I said, you could be like fearful of, you know, just admitting the truth to yourself or to others. And I just feel like there's a need for you to start doing that more, like being more authentic, you know, with the denial. That's what I feel like it comes from. Even the Heart Eater card, you know, replacing fear with love is going to allow you to have more solid connections, more balanced connections ultimately as well, because I do feel like there's a need to like set boundaries within your connections. Yeah, there's a lot going on in your reading, Cancer, a lot. So it's like weird. I'm like trying to like connect all the points, and I'm like, okay, anyway. It says the human mind is like a fertile ground where seeds are continually being planted. When you are impeccable with your word, your mind is no longer fertile for words that come from fear. Your mind is only fertile from words that come from love. So I do feel like that's with, you know, you starting to take more risks, you starting to not play small, you starting to like really show up for yourself, like I was saying at the beginning. As you do that, you're no longer going to have to, you know, one, obsess about why things aren't happening at whatever rate, or certain things not working out, or, you know, you're gonna say, actually, no, I did this A, B, and C, so it's gonna be done at this time, and it's clear. Like, you don't have to obsess or wonder or worry or wish or hope, because you know, because you did it, because you set the boundary, because you reached the goal, or, you know, you worked toward the goal every day, whatever the case may be. But there's a real need to work at these things. Like, I feel like you've been avoiding them, and the party leader shows you have, the party leader and the surrender your full power shows that you have a lot of potential, but you're like not wasting it, but you're sitting on it, you're avoiding it, you're like running from it right now. So keep that in mind, Cancer. We didn't do romance angel cards, so let's do that for you, and then we'll move on. Yeah, I'm like, yikes, how long have I talked for everybody's videos? Because we're already at an hour, and I told myself that if I did like 10 minutes for everyone, then I would get through all the signs in like an hour and 20 minutes, and that is not working. Or I guess not, it would be 2 hours, right, actually? So we're definitely, I'm only on Cancer, I'm definitely behind on my, because 60 minutes, yeah. So it would be 2 hours, but I'm definitely behind because I'm 2 signs behind, I think. Don't know what happened. This could be the one. So whoever you're dealing with, I definitely feel like they could potentially be the one for you. I just feel that for many of you, there's just a lot of like personal stuff you need to work through, like personal blockages, you know, like with potential self-sabotaging, or I don't know. Your reading is so weird. It's not weird, but it's just the way the message is coming out and it's flowing. I'm like, how do I say this? But yeah, just the person that you're dealing with, I do feel like they could be the one. It says you've already met the romantic partner you seek. So I just feel like there's a need to get grounded. There's a need to be more clear about your needs with this person. There's a need to speak up in regards to, like, say there are, like, they're either, say it's a codependent connection and you do want to be with this person, but you're like, yeah, this is getting a little bit much for me. Like, there's a need for you to say that. There's a need for you to set those boundaries. There's a need for you to take initiative to make this relationship last and work. Say this is in other areas of your life, at work or whatever. You really like your job, but, you know, it's like you need to start to, like, take your power, take responsibility for your life, is what I just channeled. Couple more cards for Cancer in regards to love. 1 or 2. You got children, so your love life is being affected by children. So some of you may just need to get out there and date in general. Put yourself out there more. Like with the Heart Eater and the fact that, like, for some of you, if you don't relate to a karmic connection, or for those of you who need to let go of the karmic connection and it's actually to empower yourself, there's a need for you to go out and have fun and go date. For others of you, you actually might have children with this person. So that's like why you're either meant to work it out, or why there's a plan in the connection. Yeah, reconciliation for some of you. So definitely going to be reconnecting with someone who you might even have been in denial and telling yourself, oh, we're not supposed to be together or whatever. Or you could have just been avoiding trying to, you know, communicate with this person or tell them how you really feel. So that's why you got the replace fear with love, because even the surrender your attachment to results. Do everything you can and then surrender your attachment. Shoot your shot, say what you need to say to the person, get it off your chest, and then surrender. You know, if they want to make it work, if they care, if they whatever, then you know you did your part. But you can't sit there and not do your part. Say, even if that is like speaking your needs with the regards to, oh, I feel like people are using me, or I feel like people are taking advantage of me, or whatever. If you're sitting there and taking it and saying, yeah, I'll do it, yeah, I'll do it, yeah, I'll do it, no worries, and you never say, hey, I'm actually burnt out, I need a second, you can't really resent people, can you? So keep that in mind, Cancer. Let's move on to Leo. Leos. This is going to be for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, South Node, and Stellium. Let me put these cards back. That's probably why I was saying before, like, Oh, remember that a stellium is 3 or more signs in your chart, because it was helping me put the cards away. But let's get into your message, Leo. So I'm going to start with the Surrender Oracle cards. This will tell me what you may need to surrender at this time. These messages are for the next week, going into the new year, and what you may need to be aware of, keep in mind, all that good stuff. So this is for Leo placements, Spirit. Alright, this is for Leos, what they need to surrender. Surrender outdated beliefs of yourself. I just heard you're growing. I literally saw it kind of in my head. You're growing with an exclamation point. That's cute. You're growing. So let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from your past, and you can own your own power and soar in your life. So I do feel like you're outgrowing your old self. You could also be outgrowing other things, habits in your life right now. I just channeled, you could even notice you don't like certain foods anymore, or you start craving new foods that you've never really liked in the past before. Weird thing to channel, but that is showing you that your like actual DNA is changing, like you're shifting. And then surrender outdated beliefs of yourself. Or no, what am I talking about? That card already came out. So surrender resentments. Sorry guys. Holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive others for your shortcomings and keep moving forward toward positive situations in your life. So yeah, you're definitely outgrowing some people. And there's a need. It's funny because I feel like I always see it because I feel like it's like tropical versus sidereal energy. But I feel like your messages like Gemini and Cancer will bleed into each other, Cancer and Leo will bleed into each other, etc. But I feel that there's a need to not blame other people. I forgot why I was going to say it related to the Cancer reading, but what I'm seeing here for you guys, Leo, is that you need to not resent people for simply outgrowing them, or for not being what you need, or this is also relating to the Gemini reading, so I don't know if you guys have Gemini placements. That I feel like that's just a really big theme because of the Gemini full moon, so that could also be what's coming up for a lot of people. But not holding resentment toward people who can't be what you need, or can't meet you where you're at, or who don't think the same as you, who don't have the same ideals as you, you know. With this Venus retrograde in Capricorn, and the fact that it went retrograde on the same day that Aries and Chiron and Aries went direct, I feel like it's really bringing up these resentments in regards to like feeling like people weren't meeting our needs, feeling like people didn't do enough, feeling like, you know, and that very well may be the case for many people right now. But I do feel that for some of you as well, it's the need to recognize that you're growing, and you are outgrowing certain people, and you can't don't be mad at it, you know what I mean? Rather than instead just kind of embrace the fact that these people are not meant for you anymore. They no longer can meet your needs. It's fine. It's whatever. Let them live. And you go live because you're growing. But anyway, surrender the habit of people pleasing. So again, with the outdated beliefs in yourself and resentments, you could have resentments because you're trying to, very much like the Gemini message, like you're trying to play small, or you're trying to repress your own needs in order to make something work. So it could be a business partnership, a relationship, a job, whatever it could be, like a living situation, for instance. And you're just kind of tired, like because you're just not vibing with it anymore, you know. And I feel like you've been trying to like keep a happy face, you know, like it's fine, this is all fine, everything's fine, like that little dog in the burning down house. But that's how you feel, like, and that's the burning down house is your resentment. That's the Chiron Aries, you know. It's like you being like, I'm not fine, this actually sucks, I'm actually mad, I'm actually angry, I'm tired of repeating myself, I'm tired of, you know. And so this could very well be how some of you guys are feeling. But I think that that's why, instead of resenting people, it's going to give you more peace if you just remove yourself from the situation. That's why I said that it was like the Cancer reading, because you have to speak your needs, or you have to set boundaries with people instead of resenting or blaming other people, because they got the surrender denial card. So it's like you can't sit in a burning house and then be like, ow, like, and you're like, what the fuck, why is it burning, and then wonder why you know, you're burnt because you didn't get up and move or do anything about it, whatever. That was a terrible analogy, I will say, but you know, it's just about needing to take action, and what Cancer got was needing to be responsible for your own life, basically. So be responsible for your own relationships, your own happiness, your own well-being, your own self-care, all of those things. So don't people please people who are not pleasing you, basically, Leo. We have a tendency to do that. I say we because I am a Leo Venus in tropical astrology and a Leo moon in sidereal astrology. So let's move on to the next deck. What do you need to hear in regards to the Iris deck, Leos? What's going to help you surrender to all this crap? All the people pleasing and the resentments and the needing to accept that you are outgrowing things. The Messenger. So yeah, the fact that, okay, so some of you guys could be dealing with the Gemini or have Gemini placements, but again, the full moon, I also just feel like this is about saying what you need to say. Not me channeling John Mayer. Say what you need to say. Hilarious. So maybe there's a need for that with many of you guys. I actually just also heard say your piece. So say your piece to people. Like I said, do what you need to do. No, I didn't say that, did I? Yeah, in a sense, like, do what you need to do to communicate your needs, or to walk away if you need to, or set the boundary if you need to, you know, but say your piece and then let it be, you know what I mean? Don't resent these people or whatever the case may be. Know that you did your part to communicate your needs or communicate your feelings or whatever the hell. And I do feel like for some of you, there could be a message that you either need to send, respond to, that you might receive, something of that with the Messenger card coming out. Some kind of information you're going to receive. Sitting on top of the world. Yeah, with that information coming in, yeah, this could also be like a... How am I seeing this message real quick? I feel like this could also basically be you guys realizing things, you know what I mean? Like it clicking in your mind. Like this isn't a light bulb, but I'm feeling it's a light bulb. And so the reason why I say that is because you got sitting on top of the world. So this makes me start to think that you guys are going to start seeing things in a more positive light. You're going to start to see your power. You're going to start to be a lot more unreachable to people is what I'm channeling with this. It's like, I'm untouchable. Like you know, like your energy is expensive, like, and also other people are going to be seeing that as well, you know, with you raising your standards, or you just simply being like, I'm removing myself from situations that are beneath me, you know what I mean? That's really what I feel that this is about. So keep that in mind. Speak your piece, say what you need to say. Like I also just channeled, I said what I said. So that's hilarious. Like stand your ground when it comes to like what you are saying. And then with Rainbow Bridge, I do feel like there's positive things coming forward with this sitting on top of the world. It also makes me think you're going to start seeing things, like you're going to start seeing the bigger picture, you know, and you're going to start seeing things from a new point of view. With this being on top of the world, it's like they're able to see the whole world from where they're sitting. And then the Rainbow Bridge, you might be afraid to take a leap forward or to make a decision or to walk away from something, but I feel that there's so much positivity that's going to come from it. So there's a need for you to, like, I'm definitely seeing recognition for some of you, whether this be like in a relationship or in like your career or whatever. Like you're going to really be feeling like what you weren't getting from maybe the connections that you were resenting or the people you were resenting, you're gonna get like tenfold once you like actually tell the universe, like, I'm done fucking around. Basically, that's what I see for you guys, Leo. So let's see with the what's that card called? The Simple Oracle deck. Let's see what you might need to hear or prepare for, expect over the next 7 days. You got lightning, expect something you didn't see coming, so interesting. And then you also got pure love. There's a truly wholesome love. So yeah, like I said, it's like you're going to be moving into something like pure, into something so much better than, like, I don't know, I feel like as you start to show up more pure, if that makes sense, you're gonna start to see how your life becomes more pure and things start to manifest for you in ways that you couldn't even imagine with this Rainbow Bridge, because you took that step, you know what I mean, to say, I'm gonna cut out all of the like shit that just doesn't feel right, that's like not authentic to me, that doesn't make me happy, that's not meeting my needs, you know. That's what I'm feeling for you, Leo. Any other cards? I'm gonna leave it there for those that deck, and let's move on to the 4 agreements cards. Actually, they're telling me to pull these and then do the romance angel cards last. So let's see what you might need to hear, Leo, in regards to the 4 agreements. Look at our eye psychic. Hilarious. But manifest your true intentions, Leo. I feel like it's just super on point with like you needing to stop, you know, playing small or holding back or resenting people for not meeting your needs, and just express them and move on. You know what I mean? Like, either, hey, this is what I need from you, and you know, see what they do, how they react, whatever, or hey, you have not been meeting my needs and I feel like I've been repeating myself, I'm gonna go now. Or not even doing that and just simply walking away. You know what I mean? Because what's the point to repeat yourself? And that's what I mean by standing in your power, by recognizing, you know, that you can receive these things elsewhere, that there's no reason to hold yourself back or people please, you know what I mean, to try to get what you desire. There's no need for that. And I feel like Leos, like, we got to embrace that and know that. Leo placements need to know that, you know. It's like, why are you going to people please? Why would you grovel? Or, you know, we got to stand in our power. We're represented by the lion. We're represented by the strength card in tarot. Like, we have to know our influence. We have to know our power, not bend to other people, if that makes any sense. And of course, everyone with our ego and whatever, we're human and we're not always right, Leo, and we might want to feel like we are, and our fixed energy, we do need to bend sometimes. Like, our fixed energy can make us quite stubborn and not wanting to hear other people out. But in this situation, I feel as though you are actually, this is actually shadowing, or like highlighting, not shadowing, highlighting the other tendency that Leo has to, I feel like Leo does that. The reason why they can be so stingy and so set in their ways is because they know that they show up for people, that they're very loyal, that they're very consistent, that they're a fixed sign. So it's like, no, like, I expect the same loyalty, the same, you know what I mean, effort that I've put in. And so I feel like that's what the energy you need to come from, where it's like, yeah, of course, bend for the people who deserve it, but don't, like, people please or whatever for the people who deserve it, but not for the people who do not. And so, yeah, manifest your true intentions, regardless of what language you speak, your intent will manifest through your word. What you dream, what you feel, and what you really are will all be manifested through your word. So this is also making me feel like, back to this question, there's a need to, one, I just channel, read your journals and reflect on how you really feel. That's interesting. So maybe like your journals are going to tell you how you really feel about these situations and what you've been needing to let go of, and it's going to help you come to terms with that a little bit more. And also help you see, like with this card, sitting on top of the world, see things from a bigger picture, or from the, you know, like, see things full circle in a sense. And then the other card you did get was everyone lives in their own dream. And it says all people live in their own dream, in their own mind. They are in a completely different world from the one we live in. So this is about the resentments. Like, everyone lives in their own reality. So you can't hold resentments. Like, you can't be mad at someone else for not being able to be what you need them to be, because they're just being what they need themselves to be, or what they need to show up as today to get through the day, you know, or get through the week, or whatever, reach their goals, or to, you know, protect themselves or whatever. And sometimes that doesn't make sense, or sometimes it's frustrating, or sometimes we're watching people self-sabotage and hurt themselves, or they're hurting you, or they're hurting other people, and you do want to be resentful, and you do want to tell them you aren't making sense, and, you know, be frustrated, but there's no point in doing that. And you also cannot, like, people please or coddle people into, like, hold people's hand into teaching them those lessons. They have to learn them on their own time. So keep that in mind. And then with the romance angel cards, what does Leo need to know, Spirit? The first card that came out is give your relationship a chance. Didn't someone else just get this? Who got this? I can't remember. Maybe it was Cancer or Gemini. Not sure. Attraction. So yeah, this does make me feel like, so you are meant to work on a partnership in your life. I feel that for some of you, this is like a new relationship. For some of you, this may be an old relationship. Once you work through all of these things, and like get on the same page in regards to not being on the same page always, and accepting that. But for some of you guys, this is about needing to, like, take time out, or because you got attraction, and it says you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So it's like you are needing to kind of just go with the flow and give whatever relationship you're, for some of you, I do feel like it's new, like meeting new people, connecting with new people, going with the flow in regards to like attracting the person you are supposed to be with, like new people, attracting new people by like standing in your power and your energy, you know what I mean? And like even with this card sitting on top of the world, like it's like I said, like you're gonna be recognizing your own power, and so it's like attracting people to come to you, you know. And like I said, you're gonna be recognizing, some of you, that you have this influence, or that you have this that people just naturally come toward you. So it's like, recognize that, you know, like why would you bend toward other people when it's very like that's kind of what the strength card is about, like the fact that they're like holding the lion's mouth. It's like knowing that you're such a bad bitch that you can control a lion. Like who can do that? Leo. So keep that in mind, Leo. I just love us, so I'm gonna gas us for the end of eternity. Another Leo trait is just like gassing the people that you love. And so that's why there's a need for you to be around other people who also like gas you, and who understand your worth and how attractive you are and how special you are, and you know what I mean. And that's why there's a need for you to kind of like stand in your power until those people either come along for some of you, or until this person gets it together. But then for some of you, and the fact that you got that message of like you're not always right, or needing to sometimes be flexible, whatever, I feel like that's why I mentioned that, because some of you do need to give your relationship a chance, or like speak your needs and see where that takes you. Because for some of you, I don't feel like it's gonna be, okay, we're walking away, this is done, dead, we can't work through this. It's gonna be, wow, I've been resenting this person for things I could have just communicated, and now we can work through this. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna leave it there, Leo, and move on to who's next? Virgo. Virgos. So I have a tropical Virgo moon as well, so I feel like the last 3 readings have been like all for me, as well as the collective. Well, I'm part of the collective, of course, but it's always interesting pulling cards and knowing that it's for you on a video, and you're like, oh, But let's get into Virgo. I really want to hit this joint again. I think I might, but I also only have matches, so I've been like avoiding it, because I'm like, y'all gonna be like, this ghetto ass bitch. But I'm gonna do it, because I'm like going halfway through the readings. I'm like, oh, I'm already at 1 hour and 16 minutes, so I knew my chatty ass was gonna go over the original time I quoted, but it's completely fine. I'm probably gonna put a timestamp in there that says like smoke break. Or I'll probably just hit this a few times, but my lighter just went out, okay? Yeah, man. Virgos. We're gonna do you in a second. I don't really know what to say in this moment. I'm just kind of vibing, so. Hope you guys are over there smoking too. Okay. Let's do Virgo. I can't believe I'm only just now halfway through. And I'm already at 1 hour and 17 minutes. So I'm like, this video is going to be long. And I'm recording it on my new phone, so it's like, I should have the memory. But I'm wondering if it's going to be a bitch to upload. So let's see. But anyway, Virgos, this is going to be for you guys, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, South Node, and Stellium. What you need to basically be aware of, or keep in mind, or expect over the next week, the last week of 2021, going into 2022. I'm using several different decks here, starting with the Surrender Oracle deck. This is going to be for Virgos. Surrender to your intuition. So it says, tune into your inner voice. Be aware of any gut feelings, flashes, knowings, or aha moments that come through to guide you. So pay attention, Virgo. Being ruled by Mercury, you guys are probably being affected by this Gemini full moon that just passed, closing out eclipse season. And then, of course, Neptune went direct in Pisces on December, like, 2nd or 3rd. I can't remember right now. But that will also affect you because Pisces is opposite your sign. So that will be an opposition in regards to trusting your intuition, paying attention to the signs, you know, things of that nature. The other two cards that came out were Surrender to Non-Action. So it says, now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. So I feel like for you guys, some of you guys, you might either have like tea, or you might feel like, especially if some of you guys are like, whether you're spiritually inclined or you're readers or something like that. But I feel like you guys might have like some tea, or you might know something about a situation. And instead of reacting to it, there's a need for you to kind of like play it cool. And also just kind of like let other people come to you. I feel that for others of you, this might not even be something that you have tea about or something bad, but it's more so just knowing that a situation is going to work out, and instead of trying to rush it or force it, just kind of sitting back and chilling. I'm seeing big hangman energy. So the fact that I said Pisces, because hangman is represented by Pisces, I said Pisces earlier. Some of you could either have Pisces placements or some kind of aspect in your chart to your house in Pisces. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling that energy here, where there's just a need to kind of vibe and understand. Like, I think that for you, Virgos, the more that you, for some of you, I'm also feeling like your intuition is your creativity, or how you innovate, like in your workplace, like how you come up with ideas, or maybe you're content creators or something like that. But I just feel as though there's a need to chill more. Like, there's a need to relax more, even if this isn't about letting others come to you. For some of you, I do feel that it is, like, especially in regards to a relationship for some of you guys, or maybe even like collaborators or business partners, things like that. But I also feel as though this is about like just needing to chill, needing to relax, needing to kind of let things come to you in regards to the universe, you know what I mean? So when it comes to attraction and attracting things into your life, the more that you just align with it, which is Venus, big Venus energy. So with Venus in Capricorn, in an earth sign, in your fellow earth sign, the earth signs trine one another, so they are going to be supporting you to learn these lessons and work through these things right now. So keep that in mind when it comes to the things that you are aligning with, your attachments and things like that, because, you know, non-action relates to non-attachment. So just kind of vibing, letting yourself be still right now, so that you can like make space. Also, with me going back to the creativity, the intuition, the more that you're grounded, the more that you relax, the more that you don't like spend your days filled with shit. I know some of you, it's like not it's inevitable, you know what I mean? You may have many responsibilities or obligations, but it feels as though the more that you are able to take that time to yourself and take space for yourself, you're going to see your creativity heighten, or your intuition heighten, or you're going to be able to like tap into your dreams more, or, you know, you're going to see that you're getting more channeled messages and synchronicities, or you're at least being like tapping into those things more, because you're more well rested and focused and grounded. When you're kind of scatterbrained and all over the place, it's kind of harder to channel those things, or at least be clear. Like, I feel for some of you, you could just be having a hard time trusting your intuition right now. So keep that in mind as well. And that could be why there's a need to not take action, you know, because if you're doubting yourself, just let yourself be until you feel more confident, you know. The next card you did get was Surrender to Miracles. So it says, be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. So if some of you do feel like things are going to work out, or you're like, I feel like I'm being told, you know, through all the signs and all the messages that like things are going to work out. It's literally 1, 2, 3 on the time of this video right now. So definitely feel like things are working out for you guys. Things are moving in a good direction for you. But if you've been feeling that, or if you're feeling like something's about to change, or I feel something, you know, then you're right. You know what I mean? I do feel like things are going to change for you, and that's why you're being told to just sit still. You know, it's like spirit is kind of like, sit still, I got it, give me 1 second. So keep that in mind, Virgos. Let's now pull iris cards to see what you may need to also keep in mind. Or just going a little deeper regarding what you need to keep in mind over the next 7 days. Healing through rest, literally so on point. So literally very self-explanatory. And this is a high priestess symbol, the crescent moon. So it's like needing to recognize that through rest you're going to get more grounded, you're going to get more clear about what direction you're headed in. And then predictions of growth. So even the fact that you got the surrender to miracles and the non-action card, and then it's like predictions of growth. It's like, see, like I said, we're even in winter time right now, and you can see this winter tree is surrounded by these roses, and even the roses make me think of self-love, self-care, like rose quartz, you know. So predictions of growth through taking care of yourself and having a better relationship with your intuition and your trusting yourself and all of that stuff, Virgo. What is this influencing, basically? What do you need to know otherwise regarding how you are currently working through, you know, these whether it's blockages in your intuition, whether it's simply learning to trust yourself more or trust the timing of your life more. That could also just be the case for many of you, trusting that things are working out as they should. What else do you need to know for Virgos? What else do Virgos need to know? Yeah, a lot of healing going down right now for you, Virgos. Band-aid. A fresh wound is receiving healing. So that's why I feel like you guys are also being told to not act right now, because you're just kind of, it's like when you get stitches and you can't do too much because it's like you're needing to heal through rest, you know. Some of you guys could actually be like physically not great right now, and whether it's just you're sick, whether it's you're just burnt out and tired, whether, you know, whatever. So there may be a need for you to really prioritize your rest right now. And then time, it says remain mindful of time and the divine timing. So definitely with that non-action card and miracles, things are working out behind the scenes for you. So just be patient is basically what Spirit is saying here. What else? So with the romance angel cards, let's see what you guys need to know or hear at this time, Virgos. So you got worth waiting for. I feel like a few different, or someone else got this. I can't remember what sign at this point. It might have been, who knows. But you also got romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So divine timing is at work in your love life. And then your feelings are real and worth exploring with romantic feelings. So for those of you who you do feel like your intuition is telling you that something is going to work out with someone, or it's just a matter of time for something to pan out, I do feel like this is what that's regarding. Like your feelings are real, you know, you're onto something. And the worth waiting for is obviously with the non-action and just trusting the situation to work out in your favor in due time. So in the meantime, what do you need to keep in mind with the 4 agreements cards? This is for Virgos. Learn to ask questions. So don't make assumptions card. It says it's always better to ask questions than to make assumptions. Have the courage to ask questions until you are as clear as you can be. Once you hear the answer to a question, you won't have to make an assumption because you'll know the truth. So definitely it feels like once you are able to communicate with this person, or just in general, just asking more questions. The fact that you got non-action does make me feel like right now isn't necessarily the time, but I do feel like once this person does come toward you, there is a need for you to like get on the same page with them and ask questions, and don't be shy, basically, is what I'm hearing. Let your life be transformed. Yeah, something is happening and it's good. So I love that. This is it has a butterfly on that card, so it makes me think of the miracles, because transformation, major change, you know. It says let your life be transformed, and when you stop making assumptions, your word becomes impeccable and your life is completely transformed. So like I said, it's like you got the don't make assumptions card, and then this is also a don't make assumptions card. So you got 2 don't make assumptions. So there may be a need with your intuition. Surrender to your intuition, trust what you know. Don't make assumptions though, don't think the worst. if there are things you're unclear about, that's why you're being told to not act, because there's a need for you to allow time to clear things up for you, or allow this person to come forward and clear things up for you, or whatever the situation is. And once you do, then that's when you can express your needs, or express your doubts or frustrations, confusions, whatever. And that's what's going to help this relationship be prepared. But I feel like if you go in like prematurely psyching yourself out, or assuming things, or projecting, or whatever, it would just kind of tarnish the connection. And that's with the band-aid, you know, the fact that you got band-aid in time. Be remain full of divine timing, and the fresh wound is receiving healing, and there's a need to not like move or act too prematurely, because that is going to tear the healing, you know what I mean? And then the cycle's gonna have to start all over again. So that's just not what you want right now in regards to whatever connection this is, or whatever area of your life this is. This could even just simply be in regards to, say, like, you guys want a relationship. There's not anyone in your life right now that you're actually interested in, but you are like feeling like you're ready, or you're ready to start looking, you know? Right now I feel like Spirit is saying like, yeah, you are, but if you're feeling hesitant, pay attention to that for a reason, you know what I mean? Explore what that is, and recognize that you don't have to rush into anything, and eventually you are going to find the person, or find the connection, or whatever it is that you're seeking that is meant for you. So but right now you're going through a growing period, you're changing, you're transforming, and you can't move. It's even like, I reference the stitches, but I'm also thinking of like a butterfly in a cocoon, and how uncomfortable that process is. And then the butterfly still, when it first comes out, has to like get all the goop all off of it before it can take off into flight. So I feel like you're in the goop stage right now, after chrysalis. So, or you're like at the like end stages of chrysalis, you know? So keep that in mind. Virgos. Let's move on to Libras. Virgo, Libra, yeah. I don't know why I always get to this, like, Leo, Virgo, Libra. Maybe because it's like the Leo, like L. But I always am like, Leo, Virgo, Libra, like, who's next? So, let's get into you, Libra. I feel like I ended Virgo's reading really abruptly, but hopefully that made sense, Virgo, if you're still watching. Libra, let's get right into it. Just putting the cards back, love. And then, let's see what it is you need to surrender. This beanie, it's kind of itchy, but, what is it that you need to surrender? And this is for Libras. Basically, what they need to surrender for the next 7 days, which is the end of 2021, the end of December, moving into 2022, what they can be aware of, what they can expect. Surrender to effortlessness. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of forcing the river. So, nice. I think that's just about the fact that, did Taurus get that as well? Yeah, if Taurus got a message, I feel like it's like you guys need to remember who the F you are, Venetians. I feel like it's really about you just like learning to align and attract, instead of trying to force everything in your life, or obsess about things, or constantly worry, because that doesn't seem to help. And I feel like your placements are meant to align with the things that they want, and attract them by leaning into them. So you literally, hilarious, you got surrender joy, and then under it, I thought it was just surrender joy. Underneath it was freaking surrender obsessive thinking. So Libras, surrender to your joy, surrender to the effortlessness, so you can stop overthinking, because I just feel like the overthinking is preventing you from having fun experiences and doing things you enjoy, and even connecting with the people you enjoy. Like, you might just be like, no, I can't, no, like a lot of that, you know? So keep that in mind. Like, I feel like you make a lot of excuses for why you can't, like, you're, what do they call that? You are restricting yourself of joy, or depriving is the word. You're depriving yourself of joy right now. You're making a lot of excuses as to why you don't deserve certain things, why you shouldn't experience certain things, why you aren't ready for certain things, and like, you'll never be ready. Like, you'll never fully feel like you're ready. So there's a need to just kind of go for things, but also just kind of not worry, yeah, like go for it, because there's a need to not worry so much about the outcome. You know, I feel like you don't do things because you're like, well, if I spend this, then I won't have this for that. If I spend this time on this, then I'm not going to have enough time for this. If I go and spend time with this person, then I'm not going to have time for work. If I go and start this relationship, then I'm not going to have enough time for the person, and then all these things are going to go wrong, and what if I'm not ready, and whatever. Like, there's just too many thoughts in your head, Libra. I told the same thing to Gemini, so I feel like the air signs are just overthinking due to this full moon. So just really try not to do that, because it's self-sabotaging for sure. It's blocking a lot of your blessings. I feel like you, as a Venetian and an air sign, need to learn your flow, like need to learn how to flow more, you know, because your abundance is in going with the flow, following your heart, following your intuition, and you're not doing that right now. So you're following your intrusive thoughts, and that's not good. So you got let me read the cards. It says, a key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling. During both the hard and easy times, keep surrendering to joy. And then the surrender obsessive thinking card says, if you're obsessing about a person or a situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help bring you clarity, or even solve the problem. So let's see what else you need to hear, Virgo. What's going to help you guys surrender these things? Virgo, see, what am I talking about? Maybe you have Virgo placements, but I am on Libra now, right? Yeah, we're on Libra, so let's see. Whoa, the way they came out so fast. Whoa, wait. So that's crazy. Some of you guys definitely either have Libra, dealing with the Libra, something like that. Because, or, yes, you are. You're Libras. Virgo, I mean. Because I shuffled the deck, and the cards still came out. The same two cards that Virgo got. So now I'm confusing myself. But yeah, Virgo just got these cards. Predictions of growth and healing through rest. So I just feel like there's a need for you guys to, with the surrender to effortlessness, kind of like take a step back from what, like, your goals, from whatever you want right now, from whatever, especially at the end of the year, with it being like Christmas time and New Year's is coming up. It's just like such a hectic time energetically, where I feel like everyone's trying to like do all these things to reach certain goals before the new year and feel like this sense of accomplishment or validation, and it's just like kind of unrealistic. You know, we only have a week left. Like, this is a time to reflect. We're in a Venus retrograde. It's not a time to manifest a bunch of shit. It's really more so a time to think about what you're trying to manifest moving into the new year. Not a time to start thinking about what you didn't do and what you didn't get done and what you need to catch up on, and that's gonna literally just burn you out. And you don't want to move into the new year that way. You know what I mean? Like, that's not like healthy, or like that's not going to energize you and motivate you, you know? So that's why you're getting the predictions of growth, because this is coming. It's coming in the future. Right now, you need to chill, you need to rest. So the healing through rest, you know? And the message for Virgo was that their intuition and their creativity is being blocked, and they're kind of doubting themselves to a degree, because this crescent moon here is like the sign of the high priestess. And so that is showing that your intuition and your creativity and all of those things will also benefit from you just taking a break from those goals. You know, you might be like, but I need to do this. I need to come up with, say it's like content. Say it's you're a musician and you're trying to write a song. Say it's something like that. And you're like, I need to come up with this now though. And it's like, yeah, but if you like go outside and touch some grass and go do some other shit, you're probably going to feel more motivated to do those things and more inspired creatively, or, you know, whatever it may be. Say you're a spiritualist and you're channeling messages online, and you're like, I gotta channel these messages, and you're just sitting in the house on your phone all day. It's like, no, go touch a tree, go talk to a plant, go do something, go take a shower, like something, you know? So that's what you need right now. And let's see what else that you need to be mindful of with the simple oracle deck. This is for Libras. So you got cloud. It'll all move away soon and you will gain clarity. So I do feel like there's a cloud that is being removed, that overthinking and that stress. Yeah, you got set free, so that's good. I feel like the cloud, like it goes from gray to this colorful cloud. You know what I mean? And this is due to a compromise. Look at that. Like I just said, I just love when my intuition comes out and it's like very much reflective of the cards. But cloud, it says it'll move away soon and you will gain clarity. And then set free says thoughts and ideas to be sorted through and let out. So it's like you need to, the obsessive thinking is because I feel as though you're like you have too many thoughts, you know what I mean? Like, there's just so much going on in your head, and like, I feel like you are trying to compartmentalize, especially with all of these colors and everything, but it's just kind of like overwhelming you. So instead of compartmentalizing and trying to say like, gotta get these things done and this thing done and A, B, and C, and like, instead of making lists, maybe that, like, maybe you do have Virgo placements, or maybe you just have like, yeah, something. You could even have like North Node in Virgo or something like that, you know, where you might not realize you have Virgo placements, but I just feel, or something in the 6th house, like placements in the 6th house, but it just makes me feel like you have a long list of things you need to do in your mind, and it's not allowing you to I told Taurus the same thing, like, it's not allowing you to make space for just being the abundant bitch that you are, being ruled by Venus. So it's like, you need to recognize that when you're kind of just like, sometimes let yourself be lazy, let yourself vibe out, let yourself just chill, because that's gonna bring the things that you really want and the inspiration that you're actually trying to seek from beating yourself to a pulp mentally, because that's what you're doing right now. And that's why there's a need for compromise, because you got reach a compromise instead of pushing until it breaks. So it's like you're pushing until it breaks the goal, and then the first card you get is effortlessness. So it's like a need to stop pushing, stop thinking so much, stop over obsessing. The fact that you got surrender obsessive thinking, like, about this outcome or situation or goal, and take, it's like balance, you know. Libra, you are the scales, and you're not thriving right now because you're not in balance. And so, and you may be thriving in certain areas of your life, but I feel like when it comes to you truly appreciating where you're at in life right now, like, you're not being present. That's the best way to put it. It's like you're not present, like, mentally, maybe even physically, but it just feels like you are like not appreciating where you're at in life right now. Or maybe you'll reach a goal, and I swear, the fact that like I channeled Virgo, or I'm saying these things, it just makes me think of Virgo energy so strongly, because that's kind of how they naturally are. But it's like, you reach a goal and you can't even appreciate that goal because you're on to the next thing of like, okay, well, how could that goal have been better, or how could I improve, or how can I, you know, but I still forgot this thing, or I still didn't do this thing, so I don't really, it's like you're not able to appreciate it because you're constantly thinking of all the other things that need to be accomplished. And so sometimes you just gotta slow down and be like, life is not that bad, you know. Let's pull some 4 agreements cards to see what it is you may need to be aware of in regards to your overall mindset right now. And then we'll pull Romance Angel Oracle cards. So you got protect, or practice makes the master. So this does make me think you guys are definitely trying to reach a goal or something. By doing your best over and over, you are master the art of transformation. By doing your best, the habits of misusing your word, taking things personally, and making assumptions will become weaker and less frequent in time. So practice makes the master. This just makes me think that, like, the fact that this isn't always do your best card, always do your best, also makes me think of doing your best, like not trying to exceed that, or trying to like place unrealistic expectations on yourself. Like, if today is not the day that you cross off every single thing on your to-do list, that's fine. If tomorrow is or isn't, that's fine, you know. But it's about doing your best every day and knowing that that is enough, showing up for yourself as much as you can, but also not, like I said, beating yourself to a pulp mentally because you are feeling like a sense of incompetence or whatever because you're not consistent in these goals. But it's like, consistent, like, what is consistency if the only consistency is the overthinking? You know what I mean? Like, if you're not actually doing the thing, you're just overthinking it, or you're like burning yourself out because you're not making time for, whether it's just spending time with loved ones, relaxing, whatever, you know. So that's very important for you. One more card for Libras. See, I keep wanting to say Virgos. Speak openly and honestly. Don't make assumptions. And so I feel like this is just about like potentially needing to speak your needs with the set free card, thoughts and ideas to be sorted through and let out. And then with the compromise, this could be about a connection or something for many of you, with the effortlessness as well, and like the joy, obsessive thinking. Like, this could all be about a connection that maybe hasn't been working out and needs to like reach some kind of compromise or peace agreement, you know. Especially being you, Libra, you know, you guys are ruled by like the Justice card, and it's just very much about bringing balance to situations. So that may be needed in your life right now, but it may, with the Gemini full moon, like I said, you guys may be seeing how your communication and like your own mindset is being affected right now. This is going to allow you to this, because you're all the air signs trine one another, so you will be able to be supported by this Gemini full moon, and it should push you and encourage you to speak more openly and honestly. This card says, when you speak openly and honestly, you won't have to make assumptions. The day you stop making assumptions, you will communicate cleanly and clearly and achieve impeccability with your word. So I just feel like this will really help you to, like, even with the cloud, it'll move away soon and you will gain clarity. It makes me feel like all of this is needed to start to just feel more like on the same page, not only with yourself but with people in your life, and like not, yeah, like on, like I say, on the same page with yourself in the sense of like actually meeting your needs and your goals, you know what I mean? And feeling like, wow, like things are, you know, clicking basically. So and I feel like that will be done through, whether it's, I'm also hearing for some of you guys, like you may need to ask for help, or you may need to like seek out other resources. That's interesting with the set free card and the compromise. It's like thoughts and ideas to be sorted through and let out, or like there's another way you need to be looking at how to reach your goal, or to you know, what's it called, solve your problem. So keep that in mind as well. You may need to like humble yourself and just ask for help, or admit you don't know something, or that you're having trouble with something, say if it's at work, or you know, something like that. So let's pull romance angel cards, and then we'll move on to Scorpio. The first cards that fell out are free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. And then also trust. The free yourself makes me think of the obsessive thinking for sure, because you got trust right after, and you got surrender to joy. So I feel like good things are coming. You also got the predictions of growth. So it does make me feel like with the compromise, predictions of growth, surrender to joy, good things are going to be coming. But there's a need to break a cycle here. You know, it's time to take back control of your life, free yourself. This is from the overthinking, from the not communicating, from the, you know, just like not like obsessing over your goals, you know what I mean, and not putting like not balancing out your energies, you know what I mean. Like you could just be very focused on, and it could even be like you're very focused on your relationships and not work, or you're very focused on work and not your relationships, because you're worried that one of them is going to mess up, or one of them is going to fail, or this could be your leisure. I feel like for many of you it's like your leisure time, you know, versus like your work versus your play. But for many of you it could be other things as well, like needing to set boundaries within a connection, or needing to get clear about what a connection is, or you know, the investments that you're making in the connection, considering we're in the Venus retrograde in Capricorn. So I'm gonna leave it there for you, Libras. Let's move on to Scorpios, and what Scorpios may need to know. So Scorpio, this is going to be Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, South Node, Stellium, and anything you might need to know over the next 7 days, going into the new year, closing out December, basically. Yeah, just anything that is going to happen, anything that you should know, anything that you can expect or should be aware of. So this is for Scorpios. We're starting with the Surrender Oracle deck. So this is going to tell me what it is that you need to surrender at this time, of course. Alright, Spirit, this is for Scorpios. What do Scorpios need to surrender over the next 7 days? You guys also got surrender your attachment to results. Who just got that? Was it Libra? I think so. So, let's see. Surrender your desire to control people. Yeah, so both of these two cards coming out shows that you have a little bit of like a control issue. You might I'm just laughing because it's like I have a Scorpio stellium in my chart, and I'm like, yeah, we do. Yeah, that's an issue. And it's in the sign, the house of my moon sign, the ruler of my moon sign. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I can definitely do that sometimes. But Scorpios, you guys need to work on not feeling so like things are supposed to be on your time, on your watch, on your call kind of thing. With the surrender your desire to control people and surrender your attachment to results coming out together, when I pulled out surrender your attachment to results, I was called to pull another card. But this card, I do feel that some of you guys are like waiting for something or someone, or honestly I'm hearing like a reaction. Like with this, it's like you're waiting for a reaction. or you're waiting for a response or something from someone. And I feel like you need to, like, not do that. And a lot of the signs are getting the same message of, like, instead of, like, trying to manipulate people into giving you what you want, go and get what you want. Like, say what you want, you know? So I feel like that's what's happening here with you guys as well, Scorpio. I feel like Libras, and I think it was, like, Cancer, or somebody else got that as well. But it was just, like, needing to, like, you're very attached to a certain outcome right now, or wondering what's going to happen in regards to a certain outcome, but it's like you're not doing much to either make it work, or you are doing things to sabotage, because you got the surrender your desire to control people. So the surrender to attachment to results card said, the formula to success is to do all you can to make things happen, then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. And then surrender your desire to control people says, being over controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. So you may need to look at how you're approaching a situation right now, and whether or not you're not getting what you want from it, because you're being, like, whether it's stubborn, egotistical, or controlling, you know? I'm seeing the Emperor card, so you could either have Aries placements, but it's like that card is represented by Mars energy, so you guys are ruled by Mars as well. But the Emperor can be very domineering and very rigid at times, so make sure that you're not doing that in your, like, relationships, or even for some of you, I'm hearing business dealings, specifically those two words. So keep that in mind when it comes to, like, building connections with people. I feel like you guys might have a hard, like, this is interesting that it's coming out like this, but when it comes to your relationships, it's not even building connections, but, like, commitments, like making commitments, like long-term commitments with people. It's hard for you guys to maintain connections because you do have a sense of, like there's a lot of power struggles in your relationships, and I do feel that, like, it could come from both parties, of course, but I feel like you guys will have to be aware of when you're being, like, too, you know, you're not bending, or you're not being flexible enough. I told that to Leo as well, so I don't know if you're dealing with the Leo or someone with the Leo placement, but you are fixed energy, you are fixed signs, so you may need to be aware of when you are being very stubborn, you know what I mean, and not willing to see someone's side of things, or not willing to accept that people are different from you, you know what I mean. Like, so in a workplace, trying to, like, make people do things your way, even though you know that that's not how they usually do things, and being, like, because I'm sensing in a way that's, like, you're stubborn about it, like, you're not, like, you're like, well, then I'm not going to do it then, and it's like, maybe that's not the best way to go about it. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys coming out right away. So I want to ask what this is about with the simple oracle deck, and what you might need to keep in mind regarding these two cards, because I do feel like you guys have goals, but there's a need to, like, if you're not, I'm hearing if you're not going to do anything about it, you can't expect what was the quote? Like, I just heard a quote in my head, and then I don't know what it was. But, okay. Yeah, if you're not going to do anything about a situation, or if you're going to, you have to, like, okay, what I'm also, one, if you're not going to do anything about the situation, then you have to accept your fate. Two, some of you just need to accept your fate, because I feel like you maybe tried to control people, and with it saying, like, it can sabotage relationships, I feel like that already happened. And so you guys might be in either, like, a separation or something where you're, like, wondering if you can make it work with this person. For some of you, I do feel like it's possible. For others of you, I just feel like you need to let go of it. And if you're not going to grow, like, wow, Spirit just said grow up, guys. So I don't know if y'all need to, like, be the bigger person in the situation, you know what I mean? Like, the more mature person in the situation. But the two cards you got here was rain. So it says, in this falling rain, you'll learn to grow again. So I do feel like this is, like it's, I just heard it's, like, humbling you. It's teaching you how to grow. And then fear, it says, second guessing is sabotaging you. Take a leap of faith. So for those of you who I said you're just kind of standing there waiting for someone to either respond or come toward you or whatever, I feel like this is about you needing to go toward them, you know? And me saying, like, you might be trying to, like, be like, well, I'm not going to do anything then if you're not, like, that's not working out for you. Like, wow, Spirit just said, add a is it question mark at the end of that. They just said that isn't working out for you, is it? So I don't know who, I think it's someone's ancestor, who I feel like you guys are in a cycle in like for some of you it's romance, and some of you it's like all your relationships in general, but it's has to do with your relationships and how you sabotage you, and so they're kind of like asking you to break this cycle, because you have things that you're trying to build toward. Even with surrender your attachment to results, you may have certain goals or certain ambitions or certain like things that you envision in your life. Like with this person kind of looking out to the horizon, it's like you really do have big aspirations for yourself, or you could, you know, desire certain things. Like it makes me think of like 10 of Cups energy, so it could be like a family and the career and the like all of the things, you know, all the boxes checked off. But I feel like you are sabotaging by second guessing, or by trying to be in control of everything, you know, by saying like things have to be my way on my time at this time and do this, like, you know, that's kind of what I'm sensing like you guys might struggle with a little bit. So keep that in mind, being the fixed energy that you are. It makes you solid, reliable, consistent, whatever, but it also makes you stubborn. So beware of that. I'm gonna pull 4 agreements cards, because that makes me, actually they're telling me do the iris and then we'll do 4 agreements. So what you may need to work through with the iris deck, this is for Scorpios, Scorpios. Let's see. The first card is, yeah, who got this? Someone else got this, and so you might be their heart eater. Was it Taurus? Was it Aries? I can't remember it all, but someone got this card, so you might be dealing with that sign. And I feel like this is you guys, to be quite honest. For the other sign, I said that they could be dealing with someone who was the heart eater, so it may very well may be you. But for you, I feel like this is you eating your own heart, and that's the self-sabotage. It's like, and the fact that you got the fear card, fear, second guessing, is self-sabotaging you. I feel like you guys are literally not acting on something that you want. Like, the time is 155 right now, and I just feel like you guys need to adapt. Like, you need to change something. Like, something is not working in your current approach, you know. Being more flexible is also 5 5s. So initiation is the 1, and then 5 5s. So it just makes me feel like you guys are definitely like eating your own heart, eating your own feelings, eating your own words, like how your true intentions, because you are not like, you're fearful. Like, you are afraid to not be in control. You're afraid to, like, you know, I don't know, I just feel like you could be afraid to like sabotage other areas of your life or something. But the same way that, who was it Libra, who I said they needed balance in their life, maybe Libra or Virgo, you guys need it as well. It's like, you can't like put all your eggs in, yeah, it was Libra, because I was saying they need balance between work and play, because it's like you guys are putting like all your eggs in one basket, and then you're like wondering why things aren't panning out in other areas of your life, you know. It's like you are, I don't even know, I don't want to find an analogy right now, but yeah, you guys just need to stop. I got this for a few signs. I feel like this is a big theme in the collective in general for this Venus retrograde, but stop expecting to get things that you haven't put in the effort to receive, you know what I mean? So that's really what I'm feeling here. It's like a need for you to put yourself out there. I'm seeing that the person here standing here is also kind of like someone looking through the glass, you know what I mean, or looking through the fog. It's like they're not like that FOMO, or like not even FOMO, but it's like them not living, you know what I mean? Like, you're not living your truth. You're not living, like, you're not going after what you want, because you're kind of standing on the sidelines looking at, you know, looking at it, or daydreaming about it, or something like that, you know, rather than actually going and taking action on that thing. So yeah, I just feel like until you work through these things, that's why it also says surrender your attachment to results, because you're not going to receive these things until you work through these things, basically. What cards am I pulling? So let's do, whoa, what the hell? Okay, the way that these cards flew out so fast, bro. I didn't even shuffle the deck yet. So y'all are talking shit, I guess. Eliminate gossip. You guys, just the way it flew out. So, and okay, actually you got 2 that are related to communicating. So it got eliminate gossip and speak with integrity. So I feel like in regards to this as well, you might be like, I don't know, it makes me feel like you're either talking about this person or people You know what I mean? You could even, someone else got this too, who knows who the signs are at this point, but someone else got a message regarding needing to not like blame other people for your own shortcomings. So in the sense of, for example, you and someone else fall out, or you know, you in a business dealing, the business dealing that I was referring to, it falls apart, and you know that you might have done certain things that caused it to not work out, or you may not have pulled all your weight, or you may have just made a bad investment and you made a bad judgment call, and instead of taking accountability and taking it to the chin and being like, okay, whatever, you know, you're like blaming the other person, or being, oh yeah, this person was so incompetent and they didn't do this and this and that. Like when people are asking you like, what happened, you know what I mean, it's like you're blaming the other person rather than being like, you know what, it was just mutual, or whatever the case may be. So I feel as though that's really important, that you need to, the reason why you are eating your own heart and you have all this like fear, second guessing you and all this, is because you're allowing your fears to sabotage you, and you're not like allowing your true feelings to come forward because you're in denial, or you're like your fear of whether it's just being vulnerable or being out of control, like I said, of admitting how you really feel, of admitting that you've been maybe trying to control people or not going about things the right way. You're sabotaging, I guess. Like that's the best way to put it, that you, like, instead of, especially because I said you're sitting there and you might be waiting for someone to react or respond to you, it's like you might even be doing it on purpose. Like you might be talking about someone hoping that it gets back to them, or you might be, you know, something like that as well. So I just feel like that's petty, and there's a need for you to work through that, work through the communication. Full moon in Gemini, we just had very much about releasing old things that are no longer working in regards to communicating. So with integrity coming out as well, and then being impeccable with your word, it says, say only what you mean. Avoid using your word to speak against yourself or gossip about others. Use your word, or use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. Did I read the back of this one? No, I didn't. So I'll read the gossip one in a second. But this one even mentioned gossiping. So there's a need to not talk like crap or vent to the point where it's like you're saying things you don't mean, out of like a place of insecurity, out of a place of projection, out of a place of like not wanting to admit your own faults, you know, not wanting to take accountability. The back of the gossip card says, making assumptions is a setup for suffering, because usually we gossip about our assumptions. We make assumptions and believe we are right, then we defend our assumptions and try to make others wrong. So that's definitely like what I was saying. It's like you're trying to make other people wrong, or you're trying to make yourself look better or feel better about the situation by making it seem like, you know, it was all on this person. So keep that in mind. That could also be like someone toward you as well, but I do feel like this is your energy, since you got the surrender, desire to control people. Romance angel cards, I think, and then that's it. I don't even know how much, I feel like I went a little bit over on you guys's. You got new love and honeymoon. So you're entering the honeymoon stage with someone. This could be wise because you're like needing to not sabotage moving forward. You know what I mean? So I feel like there is definitely a need to like be more direct about things, be more open about your feelings, be more clear about how you feel about things. With the surrender to attachment to results though, one more card for Scorpio. Because I'm like, is this someone new? Is this maybe either you're hoping that this new connection works out, or yeah, for some of you, you're just kind of like wondering about love in general. So you're wondering about the future. So if you're single and you're not really interested in anyone right now, it's safe for you to love. So it says, open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. So with the like heart eater, like stop eating your heart, stop second guessing. It's time to let love in, you know, connect with new people. Some of you definitely might need to get over someone with the eliminate gossip and speak with integrity, like in order to move on, or maybe there's closure needed, or maybe there is a need for like this new love is like a renewed love for some of you. This Venus retrograde is doing that for some people. So depending on your situation, I just feel like you guys really need to examine like how your own reactions to your fear and your insecurities and your doubts, etc., are sabotaging your ability to connect with people on a deeper level, or for like, I'm seeing like longevity, you know what I mean, with Venus being in Capricorn, Capricorn being ruled by Saturn, Saturn being related to longevity and structure and stability. So it's about having a consistent connection. It's like, I feel like you guys, things end quickly because you either run away because you're trying to avoid being hurt, or you know, cut people off, or things like that, you know what I mean? So that's the second guessing. It's sabotaging you. So keep that in mind, Scorpio. Let's move on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Don't even get me started with the singing. That was so bad. But let's see, Sag, what are you needing to surrender today? This is already at 2 hours and 3 minutes. Sagittarius, Aquarius, Pisces. Okay, wait, no, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. Shit, I still have 4 signs. I'm gonna get to like, I'm gonna try to get through this in like 2 hours and 30 minutes, but I don't know if that's gonna really work. Some signs have been longer than the others, but I told myself I was gonna make this like an hour and a half originally, then I said 2 hours, so oopsie. But anyway, Sagittarius, this is gonna be for you and what you need to surrender, and this is over the next 7 days, basically, for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, South Node, Stellium. I hope I said that for Scorpio. But it will basically be just anything you need to hear for the rest of the year going into 2022. The sky and everything, I mean, at least in my camera, it looks really pretty, like the outside. It doesn't look that pretty from my point of view. Oh yeah, it does over there. Okay, so very gorgeous outside with this overcast, rainy vibe. But anyway, the first card you did get was Surrender to Ego, Sagittarius. So, or surrender your ego. It says cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. So let's see what this is about. I feel like some of you guys could be like, Sagittarius, you guys have a way of liking to be right, enjoying being right, needing to be right to feel to feel good. So it's like you guys can have a lot of pride sometimes, and you have to recognize that you're not always right. You got surrender resentments. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I'm channeling I can't afford those losses. That's just my ego talking. You made my heart beat for you. I almost cried too often. What is that? And I put your, wait, I don't know. So much regret in the end. It's not Real Games. It's I Love You Too Much. Yeah, I Love You Too Much by Lucky Day. So that I just channeled for y'all. I do not know if why y'all got a song and nobody else did, but I Love You Too Much by Lucky Day, because when I was saying at the beginning, he's like, you got a lot of pride, I know, or whatever he's saying in the like deep voice. I love Lucky Day, but that is what I was thinking with the ego. Like, I feel like you guys might have a lot of pride or ego, or you're like, it definitely feels like this is a relationship because you got resentment, so you're resenting someone, or you might be needing to work through resentments towards someone, and it could be that you have a lot of pride and you need to like come forward and tell this person how you're really feeling and what needs to be worked through, because I feel like right now you are not doing that, you know. And okay, so also with the resentments, it says holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward toward positive situations. And the other part in that song that I'm channeling is when he says, gotta be careful, I know you and me can't be nothing no more. I've been looking for something from you, and I've been getting nothing at all. And so I feel like that's kind of also how some of you guys might be feeling about a connection or something, or also how someone might be feeling toward you, with you getting the surrender to ego and then surrender resentments. So I feel like there are resentments that you need to work through with someone. Like, you both could have resentments toward one another, because that song is very much like I think he says something about like, is it you, is it me kind of thing, you know? What does he say? Is it, I don't want to look up the lyrics, but he says something about that. Whoa, the way the card just fell out. Yeah, so definitely needing to work through this, because the song, as much as I do feel like he's saying like we can't be nothing no more, you know, this isn't working out, there's still so much love there. So I don't know if this is something, like, I feel like some of you guys are in a connection, and this is someone who you are going to end up with, you're still with, you could be in a very committed relationship with them, but maybe you guys are butting heads right now, or working through some things right now. Or it could even be like old resentments that are like coming to surface to kind of work through and realize, oh, maybe we didn't address all of that. Because you got surrender, defensiveness. So it says defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear non-defensive response. So definitely makes me feel like you're upset with someone, and there's a need to like not take that out on them, in the sense of like not hearing them out, being petty, being childish, being like, well, I'm not gonna listen, you know, that kind of energy is what I'm feeling from you. Because even the surrender, your ego, this guy has his back to them, so it's like you're not willing to hear someone out, you're giving someone the cold shoulder or something like that, and it's just like not productive is what I'm hearing. So what do you need to know about these cards, Sagittarius? Crow, in order to receive, sometimes you need to release. So surrender card's coming out first. You need to release your ego. What else does Sagittarius need to release? This could also be about working through, yeah, look at that. I was going to say working through the resentments, because that will help you to like bring love into your relationship and make things, repair things, you know? Whoa, but the card fell. Forgiveness, it says don't hold on to grudges, it's for your own peace. So keep that in mind, completely makes sense. And then let's move on to the Iris Oracle cards to see what it is you need to keep in mind regarding these things, what will help. This is for Sagittarius spirit. The gallery of those who came before, yeah. So like I said, with the surrender resentments, this could be about you needing to work through things that are from the past. So even for some of you who are in a committed relationship or you're with someone new, you might actually notice that things are coming up that you need to work through this Venus retrograde, that are due to past relationships. So the forgiveness could actually be from past relationships, and in order to move forward, there's a need for you to work through these things so that you can actually allow love in your life. Because you might still hold grudges, you might still have fears of abandonment, insecurities, things of that nature from past connections. Yeah, make it look like night. This is about like using your intuition and tapping into like whether it's your dreams or just like kind of going through kind of shadow work and dark, like a darker headspace to like get to the light, basically. So even with the forgiveness, don't hold grudges, it's for your own peace, surrender resentments, like working through these things are going to help you to ultimately feel better. So sometimes you need to release in order to receive. Sometimes you have to really like go through the negative, like work through the negative thoughts and feelings, you know, in order to get to the positive. This card also makes me think of like alchemy and changing, like make it look like night, you know. And then gifts to the portal, yeah, this is about needing to share your feelings and your gifts and your ideas with the world. So that's a little bit different from this message, but I feel like it could just be with the fact that the resentments card, for some of you, I do feel like you might be moving forward, like again, maybe from this past connection into a better one. So maybe this forgiveness and the gallery of those who came before isn't completely like super new, or isn't like someone that's an old ex or someone that's really from your past, and maybe it's more fresh. But because you did get the keep moving forward toward positive situations in your life with the surrender resentment. So I do feel like there are some people you need to like not resent, move forward, recognize you can't give me what I need, whatever, and start to go and like this makes me always think of like an offering to the universe. So it's like you saying like, okay, I'm doing this work, I set these boundaries, I did the forgiving, I released these things in order to receive something. Do you know what I mean? And so I feel like it's about also like standing in your own power, or recognizing this cycle, recognizing that the ebb and flow of life, the releasing and receiving, the learning and growing, you know what I mean? Like all of that. And that's why there isn't a need to be defensive or to be resentful or to come from your ego, because we're all learning, we all make mistakes, we all, you know, go through painful experiences and react react based off of those experiences, and sometimes we don't realize we're reacting poorly, and we don't realize we're hurting other people's feelings, or we're, you know what I mean, like whatever the case may be. But there is a need for you to definitely like hear other people out as well, as what I just heard. Yeah, I don't know, I feel like I already said that. So let's move on to the 4 agreements to see what you need to like keep in mind, or what will help you to have a more balanced outlook, basically. So you got 3. Geez, the way the cards are coming out, so many. Speak openly and honestly. Don't make assumptions. When you speak openly and honestly, you won't have to make assumptions. The day you stop making assumptions, you will communicate cleanly and clearly and achieve impeccability of the word. You also got ignore the opinions of others. Whatever people do, feel, think, or say, don't take it personally. Others are going to have their own opinion according to their own belief system. So whatever they think about you is not about you, it's about them. So that defensiveness as well, you know. I also just feel like this could be about just certain people who, like I said, they might even be responding from their, I feel like the same way you could be responding from your ego, or you could have certain defenses, like so could the person you're dealing with, or, you know. So I just feel like that's something that you both are working through right now. It's almost like shadow work that I'm feeling like this is more for people who are in a relationship, honestly. For those of you who aren't in a relationship or even dealing with someone, this is just about a past connection that you need to heal, whether you're going to talk to that person about it or not. Just accepting it within yourself, like, you know, accepting your faults or doings in the connection, your actions, and letting go of the resentments, letting go of the defensiveness, and just moving forward, kind of needing to heal the past in order to move forward into the future. For those of you in a relationship, though, this is like about you guys recognizing that you both have, like, whether it's wounds from the past, from past connections that are coming up in your relationship now. Like, you guys got together and you're like, oh, we didn't realize that we're kind of not fucking healed, you know? And so now together you are going to work through these things, and it may have impacted your relationship in ways like building resentments or certain petty arguments or defensiveness or, you know, projection or whatever, but there is a possibility to work through this, you know what I mean? For some of you for some of you though, I do feel like this is like someone you were dealing with and it got to the point where it was too much, and this person's ego or your ego was not folding, and there was no way to get through to them, and so there was a need to honor yourself. And that's why you got the speak openly and honestly, ignore the opinions of others, because it's like once you do all that you can do, all you can do is honor yourself and do what you need to do to make peace with the situation. And, you know, so that's why I feel like you guys got the make it look like night, because a lot of you guys may be going through a period of like sadness or frustration or disappointment, but it's ultimately to work through these things and to heal and to gain a new perspective or gain more like knowledge, basically, with this being the high priestess, you know. So the honor yourself card though says, honor the man or woman or person that you are. Take the risk to express your dream. Taking action is about living fully and expressing what you are. So again, like, yeah, you might feel like these connections aren't working out, or you might feel like for some of you, there's a lot of different storylines for this one. So some of you guys are letting go of a past connection, moving toward a new connection, needing to heal a new connection that you're in. Some of you guys are just simply like looking forward to the next connection in your life after something fell out. Some of you are in a connection and you're trying to currently make that connection work due to like relationships from your past or past trauma or repressed trauma that you didn't realize actually was still there. And so I just feel that like through doing that, through expressing your needs, with the taking action is about living fully and expressing what you are. It doesn't even say who you are. It's like what you are. So what you've been through, what you know, what all your experiences have made you to be, you know what I mean? And not being afraid of that, not being like with the, that makes sense now with the ignore the opinions of others, like not being afraid of people judging you. Like if people judge you, if, you know, they don't understand you or they don't get your story or don't get where you're coming from, honestly, F them, you know, they're not supposed to be in your life, basically. So, and forgive them, for they know not what they do. So I feel like, did I say that for the fire signs? I can't remember who I just channeled for like the weekend messages. I said for some signs, maybe it was fire. I think I said, it was a channeled quote of like, forgive them for they know not what they do. So that might be relevant for you guys, because I just feel like, yeah, you have certain frustrations toward people due to yeah, due to being like defensive in your own ways, but they're also defensive, and it's just like not helping that you guys aren't willing to see things on the same, like get on the same page. So you're gonna need to recognize you're both kind of acting from a place of your wounds, to be like, wait, let's take a step back and look at this from a different angle and realize that we're fighting each other instead of just being, you know, straightforward with each other. And if you are fighting each other to the point where it's just so silly, then it is time to move, to walk away, you know what I mean? But let me see what you need to hear with the romance angel cards. It is safe for you to love. So for some of you guys, yeah, moving forward into this connection, the defensiveness, the resentments, the forgiveness is all like contributing to your fear of like opening up to someone new or letting someone close to you, or you know what I mean, like even if this is someone who you had like troubles with for some of you, and this, say in your relationship and the resentments and everything, this is about needing to trust that this is something you can work through and not letting it get to the point where you're just closing this person out and shutting down, you know what I mean? So it is safe for you to love. You got religious factors. So I feel like this card comes out when you guys just have different views of life and like how the world works and how things work. It could be like politics and things like that as well, but religious factors, your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So that could be something that you guys are like arguing about right now, that things are different. But I also feel like it's saying that you guys are spiritually connected. Like I'm hearing like karmic lessons or something that are meant to, like you guys are meant to teach one another regarding like your egos, you know what I mean? Your egos like recognize one another. And so that is going to be important. And then attraction, you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So again, just needing to kind of not be defensive, take things day by day, recognize you guys are both healing, recognize you guys are both learning from one another ultimately, and just try to communicate and definitely stand up for yourself, but in a way, like I swear I can't think of who the other signs were who's I said that for. I think maybe it was fire signs again or air signs, but it was on Twitter. But I said stand your ground, but don't like let your guard down, but stand your ground, you know what I mean? Like you can do that without being defensive. You can speak your needs, set boundaries, all that stuff without being guarded or push, like not, you know, speaking over someone, not hearing someone out, etc. So make sure that you do that, and that you don't do it, or I'm channeling, or I heard that you shouldn't do it until you're ready, or that you feel grounded or you've reflected enough, because otherwise you might overreact or something like that for some of you. Yeah, so interesting. The lessons that are coming out for each sign. I'm gonna move on to Capricorn now. I think that's all the cards. Yeah. So I'm gonna move on to Capricorns, but the way that the lessons are coming out for each sign is really interesting, and the way that you guys are, like what you're being called to focus on, and you know. All right, we're almost done. I'm like, oh my god. I did not expect this to be almost 3 whole hours, so it's chill though, it's chill. I've been wanting to do more stuff like this, and I won't be able to do it all the time, because like obviously it's like super early, and so I'm like, okay, this is not as difficult to do, because I was just up being a crackhead anyway, but obviously I won't be able to do stuff like this all the time, but I feel like these videos have been chill, so I am enjoying it, even though it's been 2 hours. So, for Capricorn, especially the fact that Venus is in retrograde in Capricorn with Pluto conjunct it, like lots going on. Juno in Capricorn right now as well. What are you guys dealing with? So this is going to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Capricorn placements, North Node, South Node, and Stellium as well. The next 7 days, basically the end of December, going into the new year. What you need to be aware of, expect, or understand. So this is for Capricorns. You guys got surrender your fear of intimacy. You are ready to let love in. Compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. You also got surrender your attachment to results. The formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen and then let go of your results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. So I feel like some of you guys, this is like the Scorpio message, I'm telling you. Some of you guys might have Scorpio placements, but I feel as though you guys are sabotaging love due to your own like you're waiting for love, but you're also pushing it away. So that don't make no sense. Get it together. So there's a need for you to, with the Venus retrograde in your sign, rethink what it is you like, what your views of intimacy are, what that looks like, what it has looked like in the past, and why you might be afraid of it, what fears you have, what insecurities you have, what self-sabotaging tendencies that you have, what your attachment style is, what your love language is, what all of that looks like to you, you know? And that is what you need to be doing right now, rather than like hoping for a connection to work, you know? Or if you're in a connection, or if there's a connection that you are hoping works, want to shoot your shot kind of thing, there's a need for you to look at how you need to work through those things before you do this. That's why you have the surrender your attachment to results, because right now there's things that need to be worked through. The fact that the card even says the formula to success is to do all you can to make things happen, then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to desired outcome can sabotage it. So I feel like when you're thinking so much about something, and you sometimes start to, your judgment becomes clouded, you know what I mean? And your focus kind of is off. And so there's a need for you to recognize, you know, like actually really introspect when it comes to why these things aren't coming to you, or why they're being blocked right now, you know? So I want to ask with the simple oracle cards what you need to be mindful of regarding these two cards, and what this all means for you, Capricorn. So you got butterfly and freedom. Yeah, that's beautiful energy. So something new and exciting is coming around the corner. That's what the butterfly card says. And then freedom, it may feel confusing, but you need it to grow. So I feel like there's some kind of delay or something in your life. And again, it could feel like some block or some fear or something, you know, a delay, internal delay. But for some of you, I do feel like there is something that's being delayed on purpose or naturally by external factors. But it's to break a cycle. And the fact that I said that there's a need for you to take this time where maybe you're not in a relationship, or you're waiting to be in a relationship, to introspect and to do the shadow work and to reflect and all that good stuff, it makes sense, because it's to break a cycle, you know? So it says it may feel confusing, but you need it to grow. Your feelings may confusing, your feelings may feel uncomfortable, but it's needed so that you can work through them. And then something new and exciting is around the corner. That's such a good, that's like great, you know? So surrender your attachment to results, because good things are coming either way, so you shouldn't worry too much. Let's now do Iris. So what's affecting you in regards to, you know, your fears of intimacy ultimately, and maybe anything you might need to work through or understand over the next 7 months regarding these cards, or 7 months, 7 days regarding these cards. So you got alchemy. Yeah, that makes sense. You're transforming the way that you your circumstances, basically. So alchemy makes me think of, you could be like, instead of viewing your life as like I always was disappointed, you're now viewing it in a positive light, like, oh, I wasn't always just disappointed or hurt. It's that the universe was protecting me so I could find the love of my life, you know? It's a way of reframing things and changing the energy from something that's not so positive to something that's more positive. So keep that in mind. Recognize how your energy, because you did get body as a house as well, how your energy and the input and output of your energy, because both of these cards make me think of that, is like where your energy is flowing and going, makes me think that you need to be more aware of that, like where your thoughts are going, how you're treating yourself, how you're even putting yourself out there. Maybe where I feel like you might have with the fear of intimacy, and where that might stem from, me saying that there's a need to get to the bottom of where that stems from. It could have been in the past that you were giving your energy to the wrong people, so now you're like hyper aware of needing to preserve your energy, and that your energy is like powerful, expensive, magical, and there's a need for you to still understand that without completely pushing people away. Or like for some of you, I feel like you also may, like, I don't know why I'm sensing this, but like what is the word, like not put people, I was trying to find a better way to put it, but like make people jump through hoops in a sense, you know, when it comes to like proving their worth to you, you know what I mean? And that's very self-sabotaging behavior, because I get that you're trying to protect yourself, but it's like, who the F are you? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, so, like, you're not gonna, why make this person go through hell just to get close to you? You know what I mean? If you want to get close to them, get close to them, and be brave enough. And then if things don't work out, things don't work out. You know what I mean? So that's also what I feel like, the surrender your attachment to results. It's like, stop obsessing and fearing about the worst possible outcome. Like, you're constantly thinking about, well, what if this happens? What if this happens? But what if this happens? What if this happens? Alchemy, baby. You can, you have the ability to change your circumstances at any time, at any point, through your thoughts, through your actions. Like, you don't have to worry about that, you know, because like I said, this is creating a cycle in your mind and now in your reality. And then with the butterfly card, good things are coming, so there's literally not anything to trip about. So y'all need to chill a little bit, Capricorns, but it's okay. I know you guys are a little anxious at times, so let's move on to the 4 agreements deck. Spirit keeps changing the direction of the cards. Like, at first I was going in order, and then they're like, no, do these ones first. So I'm like, okay, I guess. But these are going to be blah. These are going to be 4 agreements cards, and then we'll pull romance angels to see what you guys need to be mindful of. So you got take action without expecting reward. Do your best and take action because you love it, not because you expect reward. When you take action without expecting reward, you enjoy every action, and you can even receive greater rewards than you imagine. So that makes me think of the surrender your attachments to results, you know, and just kind of needing to go with the flow in regards to things. The same thing with expect action without expecting reward. So this is like, you might, in other areas of your life, what I'm seeing, because this was the same thing with like the Scorpio messages, they paralyze themselves due to a need for control. And so if they don't absolutely know that something, this isn't exactly how I channeled the Scorpio message, by the way, but I feel like you and Scorpio might struggle with, like, if you don't exactly know how the outcome of something is going to happen, you just don't try it, or you don't do it. Or if it's out of your comfort zone, or if you feel like you might fail, or if you feel like you might be rejected or whatever, you don't do it. And it's like, that's not good, you know, because I feel like that's not going to help you. That's what the cycle is, you know, that it may feel confusing, but you need to grow because you're being pushed out of your comfort zone so that you can try new things and you can realize what your true potential is. Because even in regards to relationships, love, like, you know, it could be multiple areas. For some of you, I'm sensing it's financial. For some of you, it is relationships and love. Like, for the financial, it could be in work, or some of you guys have like gotten a lot of money recently and you're like, don't know what to do with it, and you're like, whoa, what the fuck, like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't know where to invest this, whatever. But anyway, going back to take action without expecting reward, I just feel like you guys are needing to I guess everything I just said. I don't know how to bring that full circle. But the back of the card says, do your best and take action because you love it, not because you expect reward. I think I already said this. When you take action without expecting a reward, you enjoy every action. You can even achieve greater rewards than you imagine. Yeah, I already said that. So, yeah, I just feel like the more that you are present, the more that you guys are just, like, focused on the fact that you can, like, not focus on the outcome, not focus on the fear of what ifs, not focus on, that's kind of what I was trying to get at with bringing it full circle. The more that you focus on that, the more you'll attract the things that you want, because you're just going to go after them. And you're going to be like, fuck it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You know what I mean? But at least I tried. At least I went after it. So that's what I'm kind of feeling for you guys. But I also am seeing, because the butterfly card, it's going to be good. Like, the outcome of you doing this is going to be good. So don't worry about that. Can we get one more for agreement card, and then I'll pull romance angel cards for Capricorn. Communicate with clarity. So it says, communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstanding, sadness, and drama. If all humans would communicate with impeccability of the word, all of our relationships would change. There would be no wars, no violence, no misunderstandings. So keep that in mind, Capricorns. You need to communicate your needs. That's very important to do. I think that's also, like, with you maybe being afraid, like I said, to be rejected, to be, you know, disappointed, whatever, you might be holding back from certain people or from speaking your needs. So that's also something that you need to do to break the cycle of not receiving what you want, or feeling like you're disappointed, or you're so close to your goal and then you don't get it because you sabotage, or you know what I mean? So Passion, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. That's the first romance angel oracle card that came out. So yeah, definitely shows that you guys might need to express yourself or tell someone how you feel. With the surrender your fear of intimacy. And then attraction, yeah, you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So like I said, with the healing, enjoying this moment fully, working through whatever you're needing to work through. But also for some of you, you guys might be like in a connection, so enjoying this moment fully, like attracting the love, like getting the like higher level of commitment or whatever you guys want from this connection. You need to be more present, you need to be more like just enjoying it, you know what I mean? I feel like some of you guys might just be constantly overthinking and, you know, worrying or trying to like be something you're not around this person. And I just feel like the more that you are just true to yourself, the more that you will get the things that you want out of this connection, out of other areas of your life, out of your career, out of just even like friendships and things like that, you know? So I'm gonna leave it there, Capricorn. And let's move on to Aquarius. I'm almost done. So Aquarius is going to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, South Node, and Stellium for your sign. This is going to be for the last 7 days of the month, ending December and moving into 2022. So anything you might need to hear, understand, be aware of, all that good stuff. We're going to start, we have a few decks that I'm going to be using, but I'm going to start with the Surrender Oracle deck. I think I already said that at the beginning, so you guys already know that. But let's start. This is going to be for Aquarius, what they need to surrender over the next week, Spirit, and moving into the new year. So the first card you received was Surrender to Prayer. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard through the universe, and answers and support will arrive. So there's maybe something you guys need to be hopeful about right now. You know, regarding a situation, maybe you don't have clear answers, or you're waiting on something, or you just aren't sure. You also got Surrender to Creativity. So I'm feeling that with these two cards coming out, let me show you. Surrender to Prayer. So there's something you're definitely like wanting to receive. And then Surrender to Creativity. And then the Surrender Creativity says, let your imagination soar, stay open to all creative ideas about how to pursue a dream or solve a problem. So these two cards do make me think about looking outside of the box. I'm channeling a card from the Moonology deck, if any of you are familiar with it, but the Pisces card that says, so some of you guys could be like sidereal Pisces or something, but it's, I think, the Pisces like new moon or full moon card, and it says balance practicality with spirituality. And I feel like that's literally what these two cards are saying for you, like prayer versus creativity, because creativity is about innovation, and it's about trying new things, and it's about adapting to your situation, you know? So I feel like when prayer doesn't feel like it's like working or coming to you as quickly as you wanted, sometimes you have to take things into your own hands, and that's by, like, I'm hearing like creative approach to your situation, you know? So sometimes you're not able to change everything as soon as you want to, but sometimes you have to innovate or be adaptable, or, you know, be flexible. So that's what I'm getting for you, Aquarius. I'm actually gonna move on to the next deck. What is this in regards to for Aquarius? You got Masks. So it says, start living your truth, no more hiding. So very interesting. This could be in regards to something that you want to do. That's something that you're hoping for. And so the Surrender to Creativity could be that you need to just go out and go for it and go do it and figure it out along the way, you know what I mean? Passion came out next. So Masks, it says start living your truth, no more hiding. Passion, surrender your desires. So definitely, like, you guys need to like express yourself. Some of you guys could be artistic in some way. I'm sensing that you either have something that you're kind of keeping close to your chest, like a creative skill or something you want to share with the world, and maybe maybe it's just like an approach. Like for some of you, I'm also channeling it's a different approach to how you've been doing things. So say that you make clothes and you are used to making pants in a certain way, and you want to try to do a different hem or whatever, and you're like, what if people don't like it? Or if it's like, you know, something like that. Like, I don't know why I channel pants. Some of you guys might make clothes, but I feel as though that's kind of the case, is like you guys might be wanting to try something new or different than what people typically expect from you. Or you might even be, some of you might be launching a creative business or project or something, and that prayer is needed because it's like you are kind of like scared, or you're hopeful, or you're nervous, you know? And showing you that there's no need to be nervous. Things are going to work out. The answers and support you need are going to arrive. and this is all happening and pushing you to express your truth more, live more authentically. So I'm actually being called to pull one more card from here to see how this is all affecting you. Something's distracting you. So you got, it's a distraction card, and it says it's distracting you from the path you're meant to take. So for some of you, with me saying this is creative project, wanting to launch something, you know, you could be nervous or fearful or second guessing yourself. This is your passion. It feels like it's your purpose for many of you guys. And it feels that you might have been, like, you could be doing like another job or doing something else that is not what you actually want to be doing. So the mask, start living your truth, or no more hiding. There could just be something that you are not putting yourself out there enough and sharing with the world. Or say that you work a 9-to-5 or you work some random corporate job and you go home and you are like an amazing musician or something, and you're not really pursuing that. There's a need for you to start pursuing that. Take off the mask, you know, stop trying to live two lives or be two people, you know what I mean? Be yourself at all times, and you'll see how that cultivates a life of faith, you know, and of you trusting your gifts, and you trusting your skills, and you making it a lifestyle when it comes to the things that you're trying to create. Because I feel like a lot of you guys in this group want to be full-time like entrepreneurs or musicians or artists or something like that. And then, but the distraction, something or someone is distracting you from this, from like really stepping into your full power in regards to these things, because it's very much possible for you guys. So keep that in mind. Don't let people distract you, especially people who are either not living in their own truth or are like, you know, trying to encourage you to not live your truth for whatever reason. So F those people, don't listen to them. Yeah, so moving forward, what you may need to be mindful of with the ARIES deck, since this is like I feel like the ARIES deck is always like personal, like kind of shadow work, things you need to work on within yourself. So let's see what comes out for Aquarius spirit. Body as a house. I think Capricorn, I think Capricorn just got that as well. And you got someone soon. So for some of you, you guys are actually hoping for like a connection, like a romantic connection. And this could even be, for others of you, this is actually someone who you're hoping like to help you along with your goals, or you're looking for that. For some of you, I think it's like a big break or something, you know, that you're hoping for, or that like opportunity that really sets things off for you, or something like that. You're hoping to receive attention from someone, and I do feel like that's actually going to happen, or you're going to get a creative opportunity soon to really showcase your skills and showcase what your true value is, because you got body as a house, so that's showing your power and showing what you're worth, and you know what your energy is worth basically. And then someone soon, it's like the feather falling into someone's hand, it's like serendipitous, you know. So it does make me feel like something cool is about to happen with the surrender to prayer. That always makes me think like a blessing is coming soon. So yeah, I feel like this is just about not allowing things to distract you, especially because that feather, if you were distracted, that could pass right by you, you know. So it does make me feel like there's a need for you to be paying attention to signs and synchronicities at this time, messages from the universe kind of thing. That's going to help you to tap into your creativity, tap into your intuition, tap into your gifts, and make all of these things happen for yourself. Also, a strong need to take care of yourself better, protect your energy with the masks. Like I said, if there's other people in your life who aren't living in their truth, or who you just feel like you can't live your truth around or can't be your full self around, preserve your energy. That's what this is also about, recognizing that you need to sometimes pull back your energy, and the people who are meant for you will come in soon. Because for some of you, you may have had to already do this, like let go of certain people, or you're coming to realize that certain people are a distraction. So keep that in mind. I'm going to pull 4 agreements cards to see what it is you need to keep in mind regarding the 4 agreements, to have a more objective point of view your You got manifest your true intentions. Yeah, so the mask card with this card is very self-explanatory. The back says, regardless of what language you speak, your intent will manifest through your word. What you dream, what you feel, and what you really are will be manifested through the word. So there's definitely a need for you to show up more authentically, basically. Show up more true to yourself and to the things that you really want to like cultivate in your life, you know what I mean? Even if it is like a relationship, you know what I mean? Not settling, showing up truthfully, setting boundaries, or preserving your energy around anyone who you don't feel matches your energy in that sense. And you also got seek to know the truth. It says when you hear an opinion and believe it, you make an agreement and it becomes part of your belief system. That the only thing that can break this agreement is to make a new one based on the truth. Only the truth has the power to set you free. Seek to know the truth. So I feel like this is about answers coming, or with the someone soon and the surrender to prayer. I feel like there's like even the surrender to creativity and me saying like different points of view or being innovative, approaching things differently, like that's what I feel like that's about. And as you like seek to know the truth even about yourself, as you start to embrace your truth more, you're going to start to discover yourself more, because the body as a house shows like your body is your structure, is your support, it's your holy grail. So it's important that you're taking care of yourself, that you're putting yourself first, that you're prioritizing your needs, that you're expressing yourself, you know. Let's see what comes out for romance for you guys, Aquarius. Free yourself. So definitely someone or something you need to free yourself from. I feel like that's the distraction that they speak of. And then you get passion as well, another passion card. So you guys definitely need to like not hold back in regards to the things that you want, the things you're trying to pursue right now. It says it's time to take back control of your life with the free yourself card. And look at this, it's a unicorn strapped to like a tree in this little cage that they obviously don't fit in. It's like someone trying to keep you small potentially. So it could be someone who's like, you are wearing a mask around because or preserving your energy around, you know, protecting your energy around, because you can tell that they don't want you to win, or maybe they don't want you to do your best, but like why are you around those people then, you know what I mean? So you need to start being around people who really uplift you and really like see your worth and your value and your authenticity, because you got passion. So I just feel like you're like repressing your true desires and needs right now, or you're just feeling like that's lacking, like joy and like excitement is lacking in your life right now. Like you could feel very blah, or like nothing is like really like excited you in a while, you know. And so there's a need for you to change that with the someone soon. Even this could be someone or something soon, you know. So I'm gonna leave it there actually, Aquarius. I feel like you guys are just going to just be really needing to be patient right now with yourselves and with other people, with the universe, because I just feel like you are being called to learn certain lessons right now in regards to showing up more for yourself and being more true to yourself, so that you can be more aligned with your, you know, the path that you're supposed to be on and your true purpose, and you know what you're supposed to be doing in your life. So I'm gonna leave it there. Let's go to Pisces, last but not least, so I can smoke more weed. I'm trying to be like more real with you guys. I'm like, I wish that I could like I definitely because I don't know if you guys are gonna end up like watching the whole video through or going just to your timestamps, but I took a smoke break in the middle right after Virgo, because I was just like, this is halfway through and I am burnt out. Not burnt out, you know, but like I just need a second. And so I literally like lit my joint and was like doo doo doo. So I don't know if you guys saw that part, but I'm so ready to smoke again. And I was saying that I'm just trying to be more real with you guys, because it's like I smoke a lot of weed, and if I do these videos, I feel like if I did like a Twitch or something, I would totally smoke on there and like live streams and stuff. And so I'm trying to just see what my vibe is. I obviously can't flip and pull cards while I'm smoking, but you know. So anyway, sorry Pisces, let's get into yours. I know if you've watched all these for whatever reason, then you've been waiting, but if not, then the timestamp starts now. But anyway, Pisces, let's get into it. This is Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, North Node, South Node, and Stellium. Basically anything you need to be aware of for the next 7 days moving into the new year for the end of December. And so we're going to start with the surrender cards, what you need to surrender, Pisces. Surrender to spirit. You got, once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Let spirit work its magic for you. What else for Pisces, spirit? What else for Pisces, please? Surrender to setting limits. It's easier to set boundaries in relationships, or it's healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs and remember that no is a complete sentence. So keep that in mind. I feel like right now you might be needing to, I feel called to pull one more actually, because the surrender to spirit, like I do feel like you guys are hoping for something, wishing for something. At the same time, there's a need for you to kind of like, I'm hearing don't accept the bare minimum. Yeah, so some of you guys could have been like accepting the bare minimum, whether it was in a connection or something, and you set boundaries with this person, or you plan to, you want to, and I feel like you should, because I feel like these 3 cards are showing that you were either accepting the bare minimum in some form. Could be work, it could be other areas of your life, or you could have just been like, and the reason why I say bare minimum is because I feel like you could have been putting a lot of effort into something and not receiving that equal effort. Because surrender to setting limits says it's healthy to set boundaries in a relationship, practice expressing your needs, and remember that no is a complete sentence. So it makes me feel like this is about being like, nah, I'm not available for that right now. No, I'm not going to do that right now. No. And then you get inner peace. So it's like, what, by setting limits, you're going to find inner peace, or you're going to be able to relax a bit more, or just, you know, take that time to yourself, or just feel more grounded. So inner peace, or surrender to inner peace, says cultivate inner peace on a daily basis. In quiet meditative moments, focus on the stillness within and enjoy this inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too, and your life will flow more easily. So I feel like for you guys, Pisces, you guys are very much being ruled by the 12th house, and the 12th house being related to like the subconscious mind and the intuition. And I feel that it's often because Pisces is, so the 12th house is related to subconscious mind and intuition, but also relates to like self-sabotage, projections, and illusions at times. And then Pisces is a mutable sign and also a water sign. So when it comes to like setting boundaries and things, so the setting limits, it's hard, because think about water and then mutability. Like mutability is changing, something that's constantly changing. So water that's constantly changing. Where do you place it? Where do you put it? What container do we need for that? We don't know. And so for Pisces, you guys may have a hard time setting boundaries with people, or really knowing what your emotional needs are fully, because the 12th house is also related to hidden things and things that go untapped in or recognized, you know. And so it could be things like, that's why we tend to self-sabotage, project, etc., because we don't recognize what we're truly feeling. So there's a need for you guys to take time with the inner peace, cultivate inner peace on a daily basis in quiet meditative moments, taking the time to be in stillness with yourself so that you can recognize what your needs are, you know. I feel like because you're a mutable sign, being like, when you're surrounded by people all the time, or you're always like tending to other people's needs, or you're always like doing things, you don't really have time or space to like say like, what do I need, or what do I need to catch up on, or what have I been, you know, missing out on or slacking on, or whatever the case may be. So there's a need for you to take that time for yourself and tell other people like, no, you know, like, actually I need this time for me, because it's what's best for my inner peace, it's what's best for my mental health, it's what's best for my well-being, you know. It's what's best for my bag, it's what's best for my, you know, at the end of the day, like, whatever you need to set the boundaries for. It's really not even about, like, that's why it says remember that no is a complete sentence. It's not about making excuses. It's not about telling someone why you need space or why you're cutting them off. It's about saying, no, I'm not doing that, I gotta go, bye. So that's what you gotta do right now, Pisces. Let's ask why, or what else you may need to be mindful of. So with the surrender to spirit, I do feel like there's something specific, like, that you may have had to set boundaries with, or that there could have even been delays, and that's why you need to cultivate the inner peace, because maybe it's not manifesting how you wanted it to, and so you're like, ugh, like, why are there all these obstacles? You got order. It says it follows a divine order, so you might just be needing to like have things go. It makes me think of like dominoes, or things like have like A, B, C, D, you know, so you can't skip steps or cut corners, you know. So that's why there are lessons that you need to learn by going through whatever delays you might be going through at this time. Let's see what else comes out from the simple oracle deck for Pisces spirit. What else does Pisces need to be aware of or understand? Yeah, so this is very much like similar. It says order, and then you got growth. It says it's an experience meant to push your growth. Can we get one more card? Anything else Pisces should know? So right now you guys are just growing. I feel like, okay, so you got karmic connection. This connection exists for a reason. There's a plan. So for some of you guys, there is a connection in your life. For some of you guys, I feel like there's a need. Like, for some of you guys, I actually channel that you cut someone out and it was for the best. Trust that. For others of you, I do feel like it's not over between you and someone else, but so if someone comes back in during this retrograde, the Venus retrograde, there will be a need to set boundaries with this person, but I do also feel like they're supposed to be in your life for a reason. And so although like you might not just be able to let them back in, as like how things were before, you know what I mean? I do feel like this person is meant to be in your life to teach you certain things, to help you reflect on certain things about yourself, actually. So, and how you handle relationships and how you approach things and what your boundaries are and your, you know what I mean? How you might project sometimes and whatever. So it just feels like this person is really teaching you a lot about yourself and how to speak your needs more as well, and just be like, whether this is a past connection that you're disconnecting from, or this is a current connection that is a karmic connection, and this person is in your life and they're teaching you these things. Like, for some of you, I feel like the person that you're currently with, for those of you who are in a connection or getting to know someone, whatever, they're like teaching you how to empower yourself, or like demand more for yourself, like not settle, basically, with the setting limits card, you know? It's like setting limits would also be like raising your standards, you know? So that's what I'm seeing for you guys. I'm being called to pull romance angel cards because you guys did get the karmic connection. So for you guys, romance might be a little bit more on your mind than the other signs. So let's see what comes out for Pisces, please. As I say that, and then no cards come out the first time I shuffle the deck. So you get reconciliation. Okay, so for some of you guys, there are two people in your life, I will say that. Or there's someone coming back, and that's a karmic connection, and then there's someone new in your life. And you may need to set boundaries with the karmic connection because they are going to try to sabotage the new connection. And then for others of you, there may be a need for you to, like, the karmic connection is actually the one that you are supposed to be with. So I think that that's why you got surrender to inner peace, because it says, like, meditate and it will bring you answers. Surrender to spirit, like trusting your intuition, and kind of like, yeah, I feel like that you guys are probably going to be like, what the fuck? If this hasn't happened yet, this could also be for some of you, like you had to make a decision, and you cut someone off to move towards someone different, like I said before. But for some of you, someone's definitely coming back, because you got the reconciliation card. And it says someone from your past is returning to your life. So that's why you need to set the boundaries. For some of you guys, you're going to be happy this person's returning, but you're still going to need to be aware of not just letting them back in all willy-nilly, basically. And then very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Those are for the people who, or that card's for the people who do have two options, or who are going to potentially be tempted or distracted by their, you know, this karmic connection coming back in their life. Or for others of you, it's for people who are like, maybe, I feel that some of you could be pushing someone away. And so that could be like you needing to clearly decide what you want. Like, it's trying to come to you, but you are like, maybe that's why you also got the cultivate or surrender to inner peace, because it's like you're pushing someone away, or you're sabotaging a connection, and there's a need for you to realize that this is in your life to help you grow, you know? To break a certain cycle with the karmic connection. So let's get 4 agreements cards to see what it is you need to be aware of in this relationship, or in general. This is for Pisces, please. Whoa, geez. That's way too many cards. Okay. But this one did fall out. It says beware of unconscious assumptions, or like this one fell out by itself. The other pile of like 4 cards fell out together. So this one says, beware of unconscious assumptions. Assumptions are made so fast and unconsciously most of the time because we have agreements to communicate this way. We have agreed that it is not safe to ask questions. We have agreed that if people love us, they should know what we want or how we feel. And that is not always true, you know. Sometimes you really have to communicate your needs to people. That's why setting limits is important. That's why, like, I said it's the same thing as raising your standards, you know, because it's about telling people, like, this is what I will and won't accept from you. You know, and you know, if you can't accept that, like, I'm gonna need you to step, kind of thing, you know. And so keep that in mind, because I just feel like you might desire something for some of you guys, but you've been like accepting less than you deserve. So this is also saying that someone's coming back, but are you going to allow the same cycle to happen, or are you going to try something different, you know, or do things differently than you have in the past? So keep that in mind. One more card, please, for Pisces. You got take action without expecting reward. So this is definitely about like setting limits and kind of like working through these cycles without having expectations or worrying about. A few other signs got this card of like worrying about what's gonna happen, or how, like, what if something goes wrong, or what if things end, or whatever. Like doing what you want to do, going after what you want. That's why you got the surrender to inner peace, because this does all feel like it's teaching you how to like get out of the self-sabotaging tendencies and the projections and the fears and the doubt of like love, you know. I feel like that's really what this connection is about. Yes, the karmic connection, but also what this reading is about for you. Even though it's not so huge about love, I'm sensing that this is very much about like intimacy for you guys and how you connect with other people. So definitely just try not to sabotage by like assuming the worst or just assuming things in general. Communicate with people, you know, and just kind of like go with the flow right now, because I do feel that for some of you this is like a new connection. For some of you you're trying to decide if you want to enter a connection. For some of you just entered a connection and your ex might come back. So just kind of go with the flow and be honest and transparent with this person through it all, you know. I think that that's the best way to be right now for you, Pisces. Don't try to, like I said, the 12th house is like related to hidden things and shit, so don't try to be secretive and whatever, because again, the 12th house is related to self-sabotaging, so keep that in mind, you know. I was so scared because my camera went up and was like, it's gonna die, and I like was like, nah, don't end my video yet. I was so close to the end. But yeah, what's the last deck? The Iris deck. Let's see like any last takeaways from the Iris deck that you need to be aware of, Pisces. This is gonna be like right at an hour. Or 3 hours. I'm really hoping to do that. So Pisces, any last takeaways, please? Yeah, so you got puppet. So there's like a need to like I heard, don't be anybody's puppet, or I'm not anybody's puppet. So there's definitely a need for you to kind of like set boundaries with someone, for sure. Especially if there's someone from your past who thinks that they can just return on their terms and do what they want, and you know what I mean? Like I feel like that's definitely what is coming up. So beware of that. Someone who's might try to like manipulate you emotionally, or because your own, like, because I feel like Pisces has a tendency, being such a compassionate sign, being mutable water, having the trouble setting boundaries, like you can also allow yourself to, you know, be taken advantage of in certain situations. So make sure you're not allowing that from certain people, or that even in connections. Like for those of you who say you're in just a solid connection right now, or you're not, like nothing's too bad, make sure that, because like basically not because of anything, but make sure that you are not so like lost in this connection that you just lose yourself, you know what I mean? Like that you are so lost in your feelings that you become this person's puppet, or you just do whatever they need, whatever they say, you know. Don't do that. And then you also got, you can't find goodness because you lost your heart. So I feel like this could be someone you're either dealing with, to be quite honest. It feels like someone else's energy, because it feels like you guys have such a big heart, and someone else, you could be like needing to set boundaries with them because they need to heal, they need to work through whatever the hell, you know. Maybe that's the karmic connection, the lessons and the growth that this person, you're going to be teaching this person, with it saying it all follows a divine order. Because it just feels like there's someone who is very much like they need to heal, you know what I mean? And this could be the person you're dealing with, or someone like the person coming from your past potentially. But then for others of you, this is you, because, and this is you pushing someone away, or like not you know what I mean, like not being open to this connection potentially, or doubting it and thinking the worst is going to happen because you've experienced disappointments or pain or whatever, regret in the past. There's a need for you to recognize that through, like, you are, like, your heart is floating away here. And it makes me think of that like water sign mutable energy that I said. Like it's like you need to contain your emotions so that you can, like, you know, not sabotage basically, and project onto situations that are actually good for you. So I'm going to leave it there, Pisces. Finally done with all of the signs. I hope that you all enjoyed this. I could do some outro of like, you know, go book with me if you want, and go tip if you want. Definitely go tip if you want. I appreciate that always. You know, I did spend 3 hours doing this. So I always appreciate any tips. I know that it's the holidays, so it's not like everybody got it like that necessarily, but if you do got it like that, I appreciate it. Otherwise, definitely feel free to book a personal reading with me. I am open for bookings going into the last few weeks of December. I might have a few more bookings available, as well as going into January. I'm wide open, so definitely if you have any questions, feel free to comment, reach out, whatever. Otherwise, I appreciate you guys watching this. I appreciate you guys supporting me. Please comment, like, subscribe, do all of that stuff to help me get more of like a growing on YouTube. I think in the new year, now that I got this fancy new phone and ring light, I'm going to start doing more videos. So subscribe so you can keep up to date with that. Check out my Patreon where I have other stuff. And yeah, have a happy holiday, guys. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.